then we'll find out if we're live. Okay, so this is upcoming. Still says upcoming. Okay, it says we're live. No, we're live.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
Are we? Well, only one way to find out.
It says we're live.
So, Kamui, I'm saying that because...
Huh?
I'm saying that because...
Because what?
Well, I wouldn't possibly know. I can't confirm it through my eyes.
Yeah, you can.
Oh, we're live. Yeah. Okay, well, I did it. So there you go. That's not what I meant. I meant because you're streaming this time and I'm out walking, and so I can't see your screen, but like, yeah, I can check that you're live. Anyways, we're live.
Yes, you're very live. Now, to address the title of the video, Oodie, do you want to address the title of the video?
Yeah, so you know that, like, Trippy fella that used to come around these parts? You know, every once in a blue moon is. Yeah, well, you wouldn't believe the stunt he pulled the other night. Kamui, I feel like we should go back and forth with this if you want to pick up where I left off, and then I'll bounce off you in a little bit.
Yeah, go ahead. What Oodie just said, yes. So that Trippy guy, you know, as Obi-Wan once said, he was the chosen one, but he is now fallen. Fallen from the path of goodness. He's become a Sith here. So Trippy, anyway, yeah, he had the gall to do some pretty awful stuff, wouldn't you say?
So like Kamui was saying, the real fallen one here, you know, he's a real disgrace, if you ask me, for that stunt he pulled, that act of a lifetime. It's like Naruto's promise of a lifetime, but in this case, it's like an anti-vow of evilness of a lifetime, is what Trippy's for. It's not of a lifetime.
Trippy gave us the broken promise of a lifetime.
Trippy gave us the promise of a death time, is what it feels like.
The promise of a death time. If you thought Sakura was the disgraced one in Jujutsu Kaisen, well, boy, I couldn't imagine what Sakura would have to say about Trippy.
If you didn't see the stream the other night from the Trippy memes, Trippy is truly in between the heavens and the earth, the abandoned one.
Yeah, not because we abandoned him, but because he abandoned us. It's truly sad.
Exactly.
It's not just us that he abandoned. You know that Rock Lee guy? Pretty popular character. Wouldn't you agree? Pretty popular character.
Oh, I absolutely would. Especially in the English dub, he is. In particular.
You know, Trippy, you know, for some strange reason, it's almost like Trippy just hates Rock Lee or something.
I don't know why he would do the thing he did to leave us into this situation that we're in right now, but it happened, all right. He definitely did do it, and I'm upset about it, as I'm sure you are too.
I mean, I think the world is upset about it at this point.
It is an international audience, after all. That's literally the point of the Naruto Top 99 being international. So it's canonically international now. So it's not just the US audience of the English speakers who listened to the dub growing up, the children that Trippy let down. It is the children of the world that Trippy is spitting in the face of right now with this.
It's not even just that. It's like Trippy is just like trying to fight what like core messages that the character Rock Lee provided to all of its audience. Like, it's like Trippy is literally like anti-Rock Lee themes. It's ridiculous. It's absurd, truly.
Yeah, Trippy doesn't like hard work or talent, or what it actually is. All Trippy cares about is the hard part. He just wants to make everyone's lives harder. Whether they're talented or not, whether they're working or not.
Actually, no, Trippy just wants everyone to work. He just wants everyone to work and be hard. That's but not because...
Speaking of that saint, that angel Rock Lee's voice actor from the American dub, Brian Donovan, great fella, great guy, stand-up person, individual all around, totality. I can't believe how Trippy would slight him so, this particular individual.
And I can't believe how Trippy would try to manipulate him, tried to change Rock Lee's voice actor to be like Trippy. He tried, and he tried, and he tried, and he tried. He tried to manipulate this man to behave in a Trippy-like fashion.
So for those who haven't seen the past 3 community polls or so, or like the 3rd community poll ago or whatever, I guess the one from 3 days ago. So Rock Lee's voice actor, Brian Donovan, he's scheduled to appear on the podcast tonight, 3 nights ago. And you know what he didn't do because of Trippy? Kamui, I'll let you answer that one.
He didn't appear on the podcast.
Oh, what do you know? And so this Trippy fella, a real comedian, a real schmuck, if you ask me. I'd even go as far as to call him a dingle-dong. That might be a stretch, but I'm going to throw it out there, just spitballing ideas here. And so this dude thought it'd be so funny to make an official Brian Donovan Instagram account as his alt account, just to troll us, Kamui and I, the WalkyTalkyPod, the fans of this hard-working man's work. Not just talent, not hard-working, talented man's work. No, this hard-working man's work. Well, he's talented, but I'm listening to the point. The point is the Trippy deeds that he has done are inexcusable and inextinguishable, just like Amaterasu as hot as the sun.
I mean, like, if you thought Mello was bad, you have not met Trippy. This man took, like, you know, I couldn't even imagine what Mello would think about when he's talking about disingenuous lies. Oh my goodness, Trippy lied to his dearest friends. He pretended to be the voice actor of Rock Lee, and it was so obvious by the end. It had to be Trippy because no other human being in this entire planet would do what Trippy would do, except for this one situation where it was just, we ripped off the narrative mask. It was clearly Trippy inside.
Yeah, like, Rock Lee has the band-aids around his arms. Trippy has the band-aids around his friends.
And not because he's trying to hide our wounds. It's because he's trying to hide from us.
Well, he's trying to cover up the wound that he made onto us.
I was thinking that he just doesn't want to see us, so he covers us up.
Yeah, that too. It's a double layered nuance.
Yeah, it's a
And so this Trippy guy. So yeah, come 8 o'clock, the scheduled night. You know what doesn't happen? So I'm there waiting, and also, Kamui, this is the part where we should actually be like unironically careful with what we say, just so we don't bluff. It's all comedic purposes. In case any Brian Donovans happen to be listening right now. I can't wait for Thursday. but
it was Trippy's
come
fault.
8 o'clock. Even it's all Trippy's fault, yes. Even 8:05, even 8:10, as I sit there in the StreamYard, and the StreamYard errors, unbeknownst to me, are happening with no response from many parties. Nothing happens, and then we went on with our merry days, and then he was there, but then we didn't know, and then it was too late because he had to go, and then it's all Trippy's fault. I can't believe Trippy would do this, and so we're rescheduling.
You know, I was thinking,
what do you think about that,
It's
Kamui?
also possible that Trippy also caused the error in StreamYard with his hacking abilities that he has.
What if the job Trippy has had at retail, what if it's the retail company called StreamYard? And so he purposefully.
That's why he's been so busy. That's actually why he can't stream. He's not allowed to. The job doesn't allow.
His entire job has been setting up this one particular troll for the past 9 months. It's been a lot of coding.
And he doesn't have the balls to tell us about it.
Only applied to us. It was that deep in.
Yeah,
went off without a hitch.
What would take Trippy off so much to make him do that?
Darishikage says, it's true what they say, you either die the hero or live long enough to become the villain. You know, it's funny you say that considering I think Trippy was actually the villain all along. He was just covering you up with the bandage, Darishikage, because he didn't want to see you, and to pretend to be the hero.
Yeah.
It's like that one guy from the Powerpuff Girls show, to where he was going around causing the accidents that he was saving. Because he wanted the fame and attention and selfishness, and then he got caught, and then he got thrown in jail. He was the villain all along.
It's like Boro with this call, where he gives the people the diseases and he heals them. Like, that's, yeah, Trippy's Boro. Like, and that's saying something.
I love it. And here I just thought he got lost going to the store, like he was Zoro or something. Now, Trippy got lost along the path of life, except that's what the good guys said. So Trippy got lost on the path of death.
Yeah. Bro, Trippy's been at the store for like 3 months.
What do you have to say for yourself, Trippy?
Yeah, Trippy, because I know you're definitely watching this stream right now, why don't you just come on and explain yourself?
Unironically, this would probably be one of these streams for Trippy to check out, just because of the title and thumbnail too, and the fact that we're doing this all at the beginning of the stream. Worked out perfect.
I'm just like, wait, what? Like, he's so confused. Well, he should know better.
On the bright side, Trippy has a redemption opportunity in front of himself here. So hypothetically, because I still haven't got any response, assuming Brian Donovan does show up Thursday at 8 p.m. EST tomorrow, Trippy has the opportunity to arrive on that podcast. Because we don't know whether or not he works. He worked the other night, the last two nights ago, something like that. But we don't know if he's working tomorrow night. So there we go.
There's a lot of things we don't know when it comes to Trippy. Pretty much everything.
Honestly, even if you can't call off work, frickin' show up for like 5 minutes on the clock. I don't care. You're not going to get in frickin' trouble, or if you do, it's not going to be that bad. Go to the bathroom if you need to. Jesus.
I know. It's like bro, literally.
Like, take a break.
I mean, like, we don't know what exactly he does for his job, but for all we know, he works at Walmart and just, like, stocks the shelves and could easily just, like, do that while being on the podcast. Yeah. Like, that's not a hard thing to do. Like, in fact, like, I've been to Walmart. I've seen people listening to music and, like, talking. It's like, you're allowed to do that. Depending on what his job
exactly.
Is. Like,
I will say, I heard over the like people talking that they're not allowed to do it in the parking lot because safety hazard obviousness, but they do it anyways because obviously they will.
Yeah.
And they don't get in trouble because who's gonna check or know or care to know?
So like, I don't know like what Trippy does, but even if he's a freaking cashier, he can just put the headphones on in transparent mode. He's got AirPods, so he can listen to people. It even doesn't talk much. He can just listen, be there. Like, I don't
crazy.
Know.
But anyways.
Ooh, we said that.
So enough of Trippy's evilness. So we can move on to the next things we had, I guess.
Which was so many things.
Did you have anything? Okay, did you have anything in particular, or?
Are we talking like podcast topic stuff or just randomness?
Oh, I mean, anything you wanted to do specifically tonight? Just get your stuff out of the way first.
Boy, I don't even remember.
I mean, if you want, I can.
There's so many
back
things.
To you.
There's so many things I would want to do. But alas, there's so many.
Because I was hoping Immortal would be here because I did have a few things for him just because he was here last time. But I guess we could go over a few things, or at least I could tell you, and you can tell me if you want to wait or not.
Okay.
So the first thing is, I guess this is a Boruto data book or guidebook or volume 2 recap release. Remember we got like the volume 1 recap release like a few weeks ago, whatever it was.
Didn't
this
really
might
pay
be a
attention.
second one. If you look in podcast topics, this was released today. This is brand new. And I was looking at it in like Rain's Discord with Sauron, Sosa, Alan, shout out all them, and anyone else I possibly forgot. But like, there's apparently some juicy stuff in here. That said, I translated what I thought would be the most decisive one, because it was like crazy, and it isn't exactly what it was saying. So I don't know if any of this is reliable.
Okay.
It's probably close, but
This is
still.
pretty blurry, but
I know, yeah.
okay, which part is
I
the
did my best.
unreliable? The one you translated.
Yeah.
Which
Well,
part
the rest I don't know because I didn't translate
which
it,
part
but
did you translate though?
I translated the Shibai Otsutsuki part, so the blurb directly underneath it.
Okay. Something to an existence. Something to godhood. Through the continuous
It's
rebirth cycle perpetuated by persistent
yeah.
devouring of chakra fruits, allowing one to turn into the god tree. Now all that is left is the relic of. I can't tell what that says.
All that's left is the relic of Shibai, who attained godhood by morphing into the god tree. If you want, oh, by the way, I hope you're showing this on stream. I can't tell right now. If you want, in Rain's Discord, if you scroll up just a little bit, like an hour ago or whatever, they posted the links to all this on Twitter, which would probably be like a clear copy version of this. I figured I was posting a clear copy version, but maybe not. Anyways, yeah, if you go there, you can probably find it easier. But while you do that, I'll say, so this translation implies, because there's a lot of things. So the default assumption as of now, based on all the other information we've got, Shibai created the universe, the Tin Tails created the universe, all the other Tin Tails go back to one Tin Tail, seemingly. It seems like Shibai was the first god tree, and that Shibai transformed into a god tree. So what like Sauron and Sosa and Alan, all of them were saying was, because we know that like plant and animal cells exist, it's possible that Shibai's remains aren't actually like Otsutsuki or alien human form essence, because that would like rot or whatever. It's possible that Amado has a Shibai god tree with him based on this. Which would be how he like transplanted the cells or whatever. Because we don't know. We can assume, but there's nothing implying that he has like humanoid remains rather than just like a tree. So like if it all comes back to Shibai, everything, and then Shibai was the first, he's also the Tin Tails, the original Tin Tails.
So much better looking.
Okay, that's good. It's possible that he was a Tin Tails when he died or ascended, and so the body he left behind could have been a god tree, or quote unquote the god tree, where all the other god trees or seeds, Tin Tails, whatever, where all they came from, which would also be the other Otsutsuki.
Well, I mean,
which in this case, like, Shibai's also compared to God
tree. So like,
yeah.
So like, is that what godhood is? Being a tree?
If that's the case, it's almost like Shibai is their dad, all Otsutsuki's dads. Like he's like the originator. I don't know. They all like spawned from him in a way. But either way, the important part is, so they were claiming that based off of this, it seems like Amado has a Shibai tree rather than a Shibai corpse.
Yeah.
Which could work. There's nothing really proving it wrong or indicating that wrong. It would technically make more sense, probably. Because again, like, the tree wouldn't rot. I mean, I guess we don't know Otsutsuki's rot, or like, but technically we don't know if Shinobi rot.
Have been
as
just
far as
like
I know.
hanging out for like 10,000 years, so apparently they just
point.
don't rot, I guess.
But So I translated this. If you look in the podcast topics, there's the spoiler mark underneath. The very first kanji, even with this clearer version, it wasn't clear enough to me in order to find it. And I spent a solid 30 minutes trying to find it.
Does it help?
So I think it's
that I'm looking
Oma
at now. Can you read it any better on here?
based on the furigama. Let me check stream really quick. I doubt it because that's the version I was looking at, the clear one. Because like,
Okay.
he sent me the blurry one at first, and I asked him for the clear one, and he sent me the clear one. So I'm guessing that's the one I'm looking at. So let me catch up on stream really quick.
Yeah. Because I just zoomed in pretty much as far, just so you can see the whole thing anyway.
Okay. No, that's about what I got. So what it looks like is O-MA in Japanese katakana as the furigana above the kanji. But the kanji itself wasn't looking like that. I posted the kanji. I don't know if I posted it in the podcast topics, but I posted it in Rain's Discord.
You posted a person who repeatedly whatever one. You said Uma ? For yeah.
Yeah, that's in both Rain and podcast topics. I just copy pasted it. In Rain's Discord, you have the kanji in there.
Is it
do you see that really quick?
You're referring to, or a message you wrote?
Well, I took a screenshot of it just because I was trying to zoom in more, but I'm talking about like a message. Like I wrote the kanji.
Okay, a person who repeatedly
what it looks like
through. Okay, here, let me just copy. Anything you may have wrote.
Here, in fact, I could let me go to Rain's Discord and I can probably just copy paste it really quick.
All right, I pasted.
It's a single line, just one kanji. I'm just gonna scroll up really quick. It's right underneath the edited text at like 9:15 below that. Let me copy text and I'll just send this to the podcast topics.
I already
hang with you.
A person who repeatedly reincarnated thing I already did.
Yeah, so that's not what I'm talking about. What I was talking about was this kanji. I just posted it in podcast topics. So look at the blurry kanji and then look at that kanji that I just posted and tell me if you think it's the same thing. Because I think that is the correct kanji. I think. It looks like it. Yeah, again, I spent 30 minutes just trying to make sure.
The top right corner is the problem where that part is so blurry it's hard to like say for sure. But looking at the left and the bottom right, that's clearly the same. And then the
furigana
upper part looks like it is, but it's very blurry. So then it just leaves the top right part where I think it looks. Part of it could be like handwriting too versus text, but it looks like it's shaped ever so slightly different, but I think it's probably the same thing.
Yeah, because the handwriting, I'll admit it is a little bit different because the eyes look sideways almost, so it is one of those type of situations as well. Yeah. It confused me for a little bit, but because it's like combined in a way. It's like a different kind of font. Anyways, I put in chat what I think the furigana is saying, the little katakana above the kanji. It's saying, I believe that's katakana, by the way. I could just be completely wrong. It could just be completely different symbols. I just can't figure it out because it's that freaking blurry. It looks like O-ma, or because the dash would just be a continuation. It's O-ma, O-ma, which, I could be confusing this with the actual kanji. I should probably just look on Jisho. But it means like a generalization, like broadly speaking, or basically, or to surmise, etc., is what Oma would mean, which that would be, but like I couldn't find the kanji under Oma because that kanji, assuming that's the correct kanji, isn't Oma. It's something completely different. It's I forget. It's like to stretch or something. Here, let me just find it on Jisho again really quick. It's like kibutsi, kijushi, kibuts, something like that. Jisho. And you can like look it up on jisho.org if you want to look that up really quick and just copy paste it in there. I'm teaching you how to do Japanese tonight. There you go.
Wait, sorry, I was going back and forth. What do you want me to do?
So open a new browser and go to jisho.org, JISHO.org. That's the Japanese dictionary, and you can just copy paste the kanji into there. I'm doing that right now on my phone.
Okay. Then what?
Just search. And
Okay.
so the problem is that it's not Oma. It is, this is it. Kisabi. So first of all, there is no Oma. Like, I scrolled it freaking endlessly. There's nothing on there at all that even looks relatively close. The problem is that Kisabi, it's not even like arguable because there's two symbols above as the furigana of the kanji, but here there's three. So whether it's katakana, hiragana, it doesn't matter. The fact that there's two and then there's three,
to make this
it's not a
easier?
mistranslation. I'm on my phone, so I
Oh,
can't.
right, that's right.
It's the problem.
But,
But
share
it's
screen on
fine.
your
It's
phone?
fine. Not that I know of now.
Okay.
We'll figure that out another time, probably. But
Alright, well.
so this is wedge or chalk or linchpin.
Yeah.
But if you plug that in, obviously that doesn't make sense. And like the first one with Oma that I looked up doesn't make sense either, but I couldn't find a kanji for Oma, and it also wasn't just Oma, it was Oma-ka. But then it's followed by Nyoru, which wouldn't make sense with that either, so I don't know. It's so weird.
Well, there's also tie or bond.
Yeah, I was looking at that too,
Tying
but it
back
doesn't
to the continuous
seem
cycle of
like it would make
events.
sense. Because like plug it in to the sentence where it already is. If you look at my translation, it just doesn't make sense. So my translation of this was a person who repeatedly reincarnated through the continuation of eating a bit of every. By the way, a bit of every is another way of saying devour. I thought this one was a more interesting translation, even though it almost definitely is actually devour. But eating a bit of every implies that he's ate every chakra fruit, which is how he transcended. So based on the context, you could argue that. But it probably just means devour.
Yeah.
Anyways, devour chakra fruit to obtain godhood. So, by the way, in this case, godhood is written as like god thing or god person. And then blank. So it's like quoting it. And then it's quoting something. I don't know what it means because it doesn't mean wedge. Could it mean generally? Doesn't mean bond or tie. Nothing fits there.
Is it that one again?
And
Okay.
based on like the original translation, doesn't make sense either.
So
Anyway, yeah, that's where
through
Oma
is the
would fit.
the Oma again. Okay.
Yeah. And eventually was the one who became a god. This is weird though because it's like, what? It's so weird they're wording it like this. It's like, so he obtained godhood and he became a god.
Person to obtain godhood through Oma, and eventually the son became a god. Yeah, that's so stupid.
Through a linchpin. What is a linchpin? Maybe I just don't know what a linchpin is. Maybe it just does make sense. I mean, wedge. It has to be similar to wedge, but it doesn't make sense still, I think.
A person or thing vital to an enterprise or organization. So it's vital. Okay, so maybe it's like a person or thing. So
to have gained godhood through a vital thing, I guess.
Yeah,
through
like
something vital.
Fruit was
that you can
vital to
translate that.
becoming godhood through through that linchpin, the chakra fruit.
Like, I'm telling you, the rest of this translation I came up with in like 4 minutes. I spent a solid 90% of my time just trying to figure out what that stupid first kanji is, and I'm still mad I can't figure it out. Went through so many different kanji. I looked it up on Jisho. There's just not one there that looks similar that isn't that one. So, I don't know. So in the present day, only the corpse of Shibai remains. So something important about this, by the way, that come back to this.
It's not even mentioned in
going back to the original translation. Exactly. The tree, it's not mentioned anywhere in this translation. And so it's just completely making stuff up. I thought, because Kudai means like a dark or gloomy space, I was looking at the word. I was looking at the wrong kanji, so that's not there. That was devour. which makes sense considering it looks like an eating kanji. But anyways, some of this stuff just seemingly isn't there. Unless I'm just wrong. Unless it's just a botched translation. Unless that first kanji means tree, but it doesn't.
Well, that's the thing. Like, you probably know what God Tree looks like.
Yeah,
Do you
exactly.
see it in there?
And
Like,
no, definitely not.
So, yeah.
But yeah, so it's like through reincarnation, or wait, what? It's like reincarnation's in there, Devour is in there, Consume is in there, God person is in there, God is in there. So many different things are there. So the meaning is a person who becomes a god at the end of a series of devourings, which I think is a more accurate translation based on what Shibai is described to have done. It wasn't devouring a chakra fruit, it was devouring multiple, if not all, of the chakra fruits, which is why I think instead of going with devour, it's going with eating a bit of every is a more cool translation, despite accuracy. I think it could be just as accurate.
It's definitely...
It sounds goofy.
It feels more unique because it's just devouring one chakra fruit. I mean, the point was Shibai devoured a lot of them, but...
Exactly, yeah. I think devouring every chakra fruit could be interesting. Oh, it's funny, in Rain's Discord, they were essentially clowning Mello because they're like, oh boy, I can't wait to see what Kaguya Jinda Mello pushes with this one. Oh, so Shibai is the god tree. Kaguya ate Shibai. That means Kaguya got a record of Shibai. Kaguya got a Shibai plus amp onto herself. Kaguya scales above Shibai. Can't wait.
Yeah, that's why she
God.
lost to Naruto and Sasuke.
Yep. That weak version of Hagoromo that gave him a seal, not power.
I'm reading, yeah. I'm reading the other ones now just to see if they seem weird. The ones to the right seem normal. Momoshiki.
Yeah, I wanted to do a first reaction of these if you want to read them out loud. I'll try and follow along. I'll read some if you want.
Okay.
Because again, this is all brand new material, technically, even though it's like a recap or whatever. But yeah, I thought some of this was interesting. I definitely want to look at the Ishiki parts, Momoshiki, all this is
want me to read the ones
stuff I want to look at.
Too, the ones that just say pretty basic shit, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Road to Two Blue Vortex.
Just quickly go through it.
Power and purpose of the Atsuki. Let's see if we get the purpose of the Atsuki. Invaders from
That's what I'm
planet.
interested in. Yeah.
The Atsuki clan. The Otsutsuki clan, whose sole purpose is to devour the life of a planet, the life of planets. They continuously invade countless worlds. So it says their sole purpose is to devour the life of planets. That's it?
That's interesting.
They don't have a goal beyond that? No, that's it. That's all their purposes. They
no reincarnation, just devouring.
Yeah.
That's almost like it's their soul instinct, but also it's the life, not the chakra, or the power of a planet, the life of a planet. So a chakraless planet, they would still consume the life of. I think it's possible they're talking about the clan, as in the clan code, almost like the Akatsuki was a clan, not a family. Also Otsutsuki, or Ishiki passed on the Otsutsuki creed. I think that's what they're in reference of, the branch family, quote unquote, the actual clan, the main family or whatever. I don't know. But yeah.
Yeah. They're referencing the creed, but just wanted to say their sole purpose. They don't have anything else in mind.
Yeah.
They continuously invade countless worlds, evolving by consuming chakra fruits that's produced by draining the life from those planets. Well, it's by draining the chakra from those planets, but anyway. Chakra fruit completion process. We'll just alternate. Meaning it's your turn.
You got it?
It's your turn.
Kamui? Oh, my turn? Where am I reading? Momoshiki now?
No. We're alternating. Read the chakra fruit completion process, step 1. We just could alternate every little thing.
Okay. Not gonna lie, this is so tough to read, but correct me if I'm wrong. By leading a living Otsutsuki. To a
Ten tails.
tabernacle,
What?
it becomes a divine
One, or are you
tree,
reading the clear one?
spreading its roots deep within earth. Well, I'm reading on my phone, so I don't know if it matters. I'll check if there's another version really quick if you post
Just
one.
look at my most recent ones in the Discord chat.
Oh, you know what? I could probably just read it on your screen through the YouTube.
True. The roots of the God tree erode the planets and absorb chakra from all living things. I don't think they erode the planets. Okay, that's not what erosion is. No, that's just not true. Doesn't erode the planet.
Oh, here. Okay, I got a much. Yeah, I'm looking on your screen on 1080p now. It's infinitely better. Holy crap! I was looking at like 144p or something before. That's crazy. Okay, the roots of the. Oh, I messed it up.
Next one.
Oh my god. Okay, I'm trying. The roots of the God tree erode the planet and absorb chakra from all living beings. Okay. I know. Interestingly enough, it says from all living beings. So it only erodes the planet. It doesn't absorb chakra from the planet. So the work was a retcon. It only erodes the planet. It takes the chakra from the living beings, not from the planet. And we know the planet has chakra because of Uzuhiko. So even after the God tree, the planet's still going to have chakra. It's all good, don't worry. So a massive, okay, this is the next one, chakra fruit. A massive genetic information gives rise to the chakra fruit, brimming with tremendous energy.
So something to note, this is really goofy. The image that they chose for this just looks goofy.
What is that? Like, is it a zoomed in image?
It's from chapter 45 or 6. I can probably find it real quick. But like,
that's not a big chakra fruit.
It's just like the.
I don't have a big
why did
chakra
they
fruit.
just choose like the fruit looking image instead of like like zooming in on this? Why didn't they make it look more fruit like? You know what I mean? Like,
oh, it's
such
so
a
funny.
bad image choice.
What is it supposed to be?
A chakra fruit. It just doesn't look like it.
No. I meant like, what is it actually in chapter 46?
Oh, this look on stream. It looks a little bit better when it's not zoomed in. You have to wait for
it's catching me up. Oh, okay, I see. That's fun. I can't believe you freaking recognize that, bro. That's a freaking bingo right there. If we do something like that again.
Honestly, yeah. What is this?
Yeah, go find this zoomed in panel.
No, I found that instantly too. I found that in like 3 seconds.
That's crazy. All right, you got to be the one to make that bingo thing, because apparently you know everything. You can freaking find that. You freaking knew which chapter number it was too.
Just wait till we get to the my special.
Oh
I could add. Well, you will know the answer to this, but you know what? I don't care.
Onto the pages quickly too. You know what page it was on.
I can't take it. Okay,
okay.
Let's take it forever. I'm just gonna take a screenshot of this, and the question will be, "What is this?" And then the part 2 question. Find it in the manga. What chapter is this in? Like, what is it? Okay, what is this? What is this? Question. And where can it be found? For Jeopardy game.
Jeopardy game. Okay, so we're not doing it now. Okay. Anyways.
Well, who do you want me to do it with?
Well, yeah, you said for Jeopardy game. I'm guessing we're waiting for the Jeopardy game to do it.
Oh yeah, well yeah, because I don't have a game ready.
Exactly, that's what I was saying.
You said it like
Gosh,
you're questioning it as if you thought we were gonna do this right now. Oodie, how?
That's what you were seeming like.
Oh yeah, I wanted to, so that way I knew what it was for later on.
Okay.
Okay. Lying dormant in Boruto's body. awaiting the hour of rebirth. No, so not the date, just the hour of rebirth. Not the minute, not the second, but the hour. Momoshiki,
So I would not
let's see.
consider Momoshiki as dormant within Boruto's body.
Yeah, I think he's escaped the dormant phase by like chapter 4.
He's actively awaiting. Yeah, exactly.
Aiming for personal reincarnation, he awaited for Boruto's roots to
Bro, there's no way. There's no way these translations are accurate. This is why I wanted to do this.
He waited for Boruto's roots to thaw out, so I didn't realize Boruto's roots were frozen. In the first place, they needed to be thawed. That's Momoshiki wasn't waiting for the karma to extract. He was waiting for Boruto's roots.
Waiting for his roots to thaw.
Yeah, when Boruto
I told you there's new information in here.
Yeah, this wasn't in the manga. Remember, this is Road to Two Blue Vortex, so this is literally a new series. Yet when Boruto sustains injuries, he expended the unthawed. Okay, so the Momoshiki's data was frozen. He expended the unthawed Momoshiki data to mend him. This helped prevent Boruto from fully turning into Momoshiki's vessel. I guess it says helped prevent, like the wording is interesting there, but and hence making reincarnation unfeasible.
Unfeasible. Yeah, Momoshiki was also unmended before this. Thankfully, Boruto mended him together.
It's not impossible. I like unfeasible. Yeah, he mended them together. He unthought.
Unfeasible makes it sound like it's like a slight convenience or whatever.
Yeah, so that's why I looked at the definition just now, because I was like, feasible makes it seem like it's like pretty easy to do. Like, it just says it's capable or incapable, so I guess it does basically mean possible or impossible, but it just sounds...
I'll give it a pass.
But, yeah, it sounds like it's
sounds wrong.
But Ishiki's turn.
Okay. Kaguya and her attackers. I'm guessing this is like Momoshiki and Kinshiki. I did read this or glance at this. I thought this was really weird. Okay, so Kaguya and her attackers, in reference to Momoshiki and Kinshiki, I'm guessing, once sealed by Naruto and his allies. So Naruto sealed Kaguya and Kaguya's attackers. The Naruto's allies as well, by the way. So Naruto and his allies sealed Kinshiki and Momoshiki. Re-emerge. Man, you remember when like Kaguya and her attackers re-emerged? Wasn't that crazy? So I think this is in reference to Ishiki in particular, but also Naruto didn't seal Ishiki, so I don't know. Anyways, with severe wounds inflicted by Kaguya's betrayal, Jigen... Man, remember when Kaguya betrayed Jigen? That was crazy, man.
Bro.
I feel bad for that monk human Jigen who Kaguya betrayed.
Why did you betray him?
Jigen recovers internally, by the way. So, yeah, so crazy. Jigen there's no way this is even close to correct. It's so crazy. I get what they're almost trying to say. No. It's like what they're trying to say is even then, it's the opposite of what they mean. But then it's biding his time for reincarnation.
Yeah, Jigen was trying to reincarnate.
And I hope Jigen comes back.
I like how they never mentioned Ishiki in the blurb.
I know. They mentioned Jigen and Kaguya and her attackers. That's it.
Alright.
That's great.
Shinjutsu, a miraculous phenomenon by the hands of God. The collective term for the unique powers wielded by the... Oh! That confirms my video. I was just straight up right. It's the powers wielded by the Sasuke are Shinjutsu. It is that simple. I was right. My video was confirmed correct. Unlike ninjutsu, this one must be correct. This translation. Shinjutsu does not require hand seals and possess abilities that only the Otsutsuki clan can master. It is said that ninjutsu originated as a human imitation of Shinjutsu. Yeah, it was said by a motto, bro. But, yeah.
Well, as long as
Only
you admit this
Otsutsuki
means
can
that
master Shinjutsu.
Ada is God.
Huh?
As long as you admit that Ada is God through this, then I'm fine with it being correct.
No, because it doesn't. That wouldn't work because they said that Ada can't master omnipotence, but the Otsutsuki can master it. So that proves that Ada is not God.
Well, no, she is not Otsutsuki, though, as far as we're aware, but she can perform it, and those who perform Shinjutsu are the hand of God, or whatever. The hand of God performs Shinjutsu. First thing that's in there.
So she's wielding a power of the Otsutsuki clan without being an Otsutsuki. She can't master because she's not. So which is it?
As I'm telling you, it's an even more impressive feat. It's the same with Kurenai versus Itachi. She was at the disadvantage and still had an equal battle with him, implying she has to be stronger.
Anyway.
It's the same thing.
It's not the same because it wasn't equal in Kurenai's case. But your concept is fine. Your turn.
Okay.
Also,
Link and a vessel.
Shinjutsu and its chosen wielders just sounds funny. Like, the chosen wielders. What Shinjutsu has Boruto used?
Okay, well, we have Okay, so Link and vessel, which I don't know what that frickin' is in reference to. Link? Is this in reference to the resonance? Who's vessel?
Link's vessel.
It's Shinjutsu and its chosen wielders. Transformed into a being on the level of God. Shibai Otsutsuki, his clan, has immortality. Frickin' I called it. All Otsutsukis are frickin' immortal, bro. They can all heal.
You completely skipped a line. His clan has a Shinjutsu that allows one to reach immortality. You skipped that.
I know what you're talking about. Nah. That line was filler.
Yeah, that line makes all the difference. Try again.
By converting themselves into data, which is copied and compressed, and then it is embedded onto a vessel. The karma acts as a...
This is accurate to what Amato said, but that just doesn't make sense in terms of what they do. Like, Ishiki didn't just turn into data, then copy himself, and then embed that into Kawaki. No, like, he just did all of it at once. Like, he just embedded a copied data form. Like, he doesn't turn into data.
Bro, I'm doubling down. Now, at this point, I'm tripling down. It is a freaking zombie bite. I don't care what anyone says. It absolutely is. None of this makes sense otherwise.
Either way, this wouldn't make sense. It still wouldn't explain.
Who provide their extensive combat prowess and strength to help safeguard the lives of the vessel. That's interesting because they're obviously referring to true essence. They don't call it.
Who provide their extensive combat prowess and strength to help safeguard the lives of the vessel. Okay.
So that implies that, like, it's not Boruto tapping into it. It's almost like a pseudo form of Borushiki, to where Momoshiki is controlling Boruto when Boruto isn't even aware of it in true essence. Seemingly, based on that. Because the Otsutsukis are the one helping them.
I mean, that's one. The other way to interpret it is just that in reference to, like, when Borushiki manifests, but that's what they're referring to. Like, he manifests when he
but that's
to.
With the soul. That's not because of the karma, it's because of the soul.
But it's still because of the karma, because that's...
Yeah, I know.
Like, he's just saying that, like, Momoshiki provided his power to help keep Boruto alive.
Well, hypothetically, if you remove Boruto's karma right now, but you keep Momoshiki's soul, you change nothing there, do you think Borushiki can still exist? Or can that just not happen at all?
Because two reasons.
Like, hypothetically, Boruto even despairs. He's like, alright, Momoshiki, please take over. I don't want to be in control anymore.
So, the first problem is I don't think the situation can exist, for one thing. I don't think it's possible. Because
Well, but at this point, Boruto's a full-fledged Otsutsuki, so he could just make another karma, for instance.
Yes, in which
And
case,
because
though, we don't
he
know.
is Momoshiki.
We don't know what they're
Be
going to do
Momoshiki's
with
karma.
that. We don't know if when they do that, it's going to be quote-unquote Boruto's karma, or if they're going to make it be a Momoshiki karma or a mixed karma. But in that case, if Boruto implants a karma onto, let's just say, Delta, and then Momoshiki's soul reappears there, well, that's not on Boruto without a karma. That would be on Delta with a karma. So there's no situation where Momoshiki's gonna be there without a karma.
I agree. The story makes it want to seem as if Boruto and Kawaki can put their own karma onto someone else, but that doesn't make sense because their data is genetically that Otsutsuki. And so they wouldn't be putting their karma on, they'd be putting Momoshiki's karma on.
Exactly, which it's just like, huh? Now you could say because Boruto's soul resides in this new body, it could be a thing to where, well, yes, it would be Momoshiki's data. It's Boruto's soul that resides in the body containing that data. So there's no guarantee that Momoshiki's soul would transfer over, but Boruto's would because it's his karma. The problem with that, though, is, again, well, Amato's master plan already has every single problem in the world. But that would, again, come back to Amato's master plan and be like, okay, then Akebi's soul isn't going to return then. You're going to do something else.
It just doesn't seem like that's how it would work based on how karma works in general outside of this anyways. Like, Ishiki's soul wasn't in Kawaki, but when Kawaki hit 100%, Ishiki's soul is just going to go into there anyway.
Yeah. Well, that was also...
Yeah, go ahead.
Part of the problem... This is part of the weirdness, yeah, because it was going to go there because only one soul can be alive at a time. So, like, it would go there when the other one dies. But in this case of Momoshiki, I guess if he's already dead, he shouldn't return based off of Kawaki's situation. Now, of course, you could just say it's because Kawaki's reconstructed karma seal is actually not Ishiki's karma. It's actually Kawaki's karma in technicality. But we need a confirmation before we can really go from there, I guess.
Yeah. Plus, like, if they're making something new, that's fine. But based on every description we've ever been given on karma, it has nothing to do with the soul. It only takes the genetic information.
Well, no. Momoshiki says in chapter 67 that it serves as an anchor for his soul to the world of the living.
Well, that's just how his soul is anchored here. I don't think that has anything to do with the karma itself.
That does.
Because, like, it didn't anchor Ishiki's soul.
Because Ishiki's soul died before... Because, like, Kawaki lost the karma when Ishiki died. So it didn't anchor to Kawaki because there was no karma. So the karma itself anchors the soul, not just the data itself. The karma seal, ironically, has another utility beyond just the data that it's contained of, which is weird, but...
Yeah, but...
And he doesn't need to activate karma to use it based off Kawaki. He can use his iron base.
So do you think Boruto might have to, use his karma, start actually, manning up and try to use his karma seal again? I mean,
also,
I'm not saying he should, but yeah. I mean, yeah.
Kamui, you just conceded. Kamui, you just conceded. You admitted that Kawaki can use his eye and base.
So
that's not an amped version of Kawaki. You agree. Thank you for agreeing.
Conceded what? I've said this from day one that he can do that.
The fact that is his base. When he uses his eye, it's still his base.
I never said that wasn't his base.
We've talked about this before.
I mean, it depends on I don't remember talking about it in general, but regardless of that, it depends on when people like to say, like, base Sarada is different from Sharingan Sarada. It sounds goofy to say that because it's not a form, but, like, your point is, you're saying when she's not using the eye. So, like, by base Kawaki, I'm referring to not using the Karma Seal. But you just don't know how you want to.
Oh, I know.
How you want to. Base Kawaki means literally no other powers. That would be totally acceptable. If you just mean not karma, it's totally acceptable. You just have to clarify what you mean.
Yeah. Well, I mean, just go back to like the. Remember we talked about Naruto in movie 2, Stone of Galil, where he uses the QB Rasengan in base? Is that conversation where Kawaki was using his karma, but not to amp his base. But not to amp his base. He's using it for the attack, not for his base. So using base, using a karma attack. That's fine.
I don't know that Kawaki. See, the thing that's weird
that applies to his eye
in terms of well, okay, let me just start with this, because this is more clear cut. When Boruto and Kawaki just use Jutsu Absorption in base, they're using a karma attack in their base. That's the easiest example. They're using an ability of karma without like activating the form, you could say. In terms of the eye, we don't really know what the deal is with that because they don't explain it. Like, is it related to Kawaki's Otsutsuki DNA, Ishiki DNA, or is it related to the karma itself? Like, because Kawaki just mastered Otsutsuki things all at the same time, so we don't know.
Yeah. I think it's related to Ishiki, but Ishiki's also Otsutsuki, so it's possible other Otsutsuki could, if not already have it, awaken it.
Well, that's not
like. There's no reason Momoshiki couldn't unlock it.
That's not what I meant by that. What I meant was.
No, I know. Well, it is what you meant. I just going further with it.
Okay.
Anyways.
Well, actually, on that note, though,
Immortal, anything to add to that?
If Kawaki was to hypothetically just lose his Karma Seal again, do you think he would lose the eye, or would he still keep the eye now that he has it?
I think he would keep it, because I can't imagine a scenario where Ishiki would lose his eye. Then again, Jigen seemingly didn't have the eye. Do you think that's because Ishiki chose not to use it in Jigen, or could Jigen just not use it at all?
No, Jigen literally had 2 of the eyes, which doesn't make sense either.
He didn't like use the 8 triangles, is my point.
Yeah, he stops at 2 triangles. He only uses Sukuna Hikona, which only requires 2 triangles, based off what we see with Kawaki.
Okay.
But he had the 2 triangle eye in both of his eyes.
Yeah, but the point being is that he didn't have all 8. Like, do you think that's because he couldn't, or because Ishiki just decided not to?
I think so it could be either one for the exact same reason. It could be that Ishiki decided not to because he didn't want to like overload Jigen because it would be too much power, or it could be that Jigen couldn't because it would be too much power, which is basically the same thing. But one implies that Ishiki could if he really wanted to. It would just be bad, kind of thing.
Yeah. I probably use
what
more
I'm
chakra.
thinking it probably boils down to is just that relating to Jigen being a weaker vessel, he was minimizing. Because Daikoku 10 is kind of implied to be like the bigger, badder jutsu compared to Sukuna Hikona. And so that could just indicate a higher level of power, which Ishiki wasn't using in Jigen.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Immortal, anything to add to that? I'll take that as a no. Okay, well, I guess I'll read the next thing on this data book thing or whatever this is. So this is the Ritual of Otsutsuki Resurrection is like the description of it, the title of it. Okay, so this is the thing. So Otsutsuki reincarnation starts when the compressed data that's embedded within the body eventually thaws, transitioning the vessel into a state ripe for reincarnation. I think that's an interesting word, at least, regardless if it's goofy or not. Ripe in terms of this. Interesting because like fruit stuff. Anyway, the fact that they're consumed.
Says that, like, Code uses the same term for Boruto being ripe when he reaches 100% of Sasuke and the Kodar. But the freaking thaws thing again. The body eventually thaws. What is it? Who translated this?
I don't know. The point is that it wasn't me, so it's not reliable. Is it right for reincarnation? The moment the originating Otsutsuki perishes, the reincarnation springs into action. I hate that because that confirms what you guys were saying the other night. Anyways,
Yes,
the vessel is overridden.
Confirmed for you.
No, because I think it's backwards. I think the moment that Ishiki activates it, he would die. Or not die, but like his soul would just leave. I think rather than like Ishiki has to kill himself to activate the karma. I think that's ridiculous.
I mean, that's, well, regardless of whether he could theoretically just activate the karma, which would then kill himself, like, you know, that order, that might be possible. But in terms of what happened in the Jigen fight, Ishiki was killed, and that's why it activated. Like, that is the order that happened. Because Ishiki didn't want to.
I don't think that's why. I think he chose to activate it still. Like,
No.
if he just didn't actively do it, he wouldn't have had it happen.
No, he didn't want to do it, but Koji killed him, basically, so he had to do
Actually,
it.
you're right on that. Yeah, because otherwise he would have waited for Kawaki to extract anyways.
Exactly.
So you're right
on
that.
So that's what happened. But it's possible that, for example, when let's just say Kawaki was 100%, he could just say, I choose to reincarnate now, instead of slicing his throat. That said, though, I think he was just gonna, what he was gonna do anyway was just feed himself to the Ten Tails, so that would have killed him anyway, so then he would just reincarnate in Kawaki. Yeah. So I guess it wouldn't matter.
I mean, to be fair, do we know the Otsutsuki's feeding themselves to the Ten Tails kills them? We do, but like, we do.
I mean, yeah, they explain that's the whole point of karma, so I assume so.
Yeah, when the Otsutsuki dies, all they have to do is kill themselves, and whoever has the karma, they can just resurrect into them.
Yeah, right. Why do you think they die? Is it because they're chewed, or is it because their chakra's drained? Is it like a seal? What's in there?
They're chewed.
Okay.
And I think the Ten Tails is also just draining the devour out of them like a bee on a sunflower draining its nectar.
But I'm thinking, like, you know, actually, this is hilarious. But again, mind you, this is funny. What if mind you, this is funny.
Gotta preface that, yeah.
What if that's how Kaguya betrayed Ishiki? She just like pooped out a Ten Tails in front of him, and then the Ten Tails just bit him in half off guard. That's why he's in half.
Oh my god.
He just got chomped.
It's possible.
I mean, it could explain
Kaguya apparently is a Ten Tails.
It could also explain why Kaguya got a power up.
Kaguya turned into the Ten Tails and bit him in half. I like that.
Because Ishiki is a higher ranking Otsutsuki. So if you feed a higher ranking Otsutsuki to a Ten Tails, the chakra fruit will be a premium quality. And who knows what kind of powers you'll gain just from eating that gigantic lump of chakra and genetic information. Just
yeah.
Can you just imagine what Boruto, Kawaki, or Ko, like what kind of powers they'll gain just from eating the chakra fruit?
I mean, it's gonna be a lot, but like,
lumps of power.
I mean, apparently it's not all that much. If like Kaguya's kids could beat her up.
Well,
like
they got power
like Kaguya's kids never ate a chakra fruit. Nah, it was passed on. It's nonsense.
It was passed on.
Anyways. They had to awaken their power anyways. It's not like they were born powerful.
Well, they were born powerful, but they got even stronger later on.
Nah, bro, they weren't born powerful. They were born with chakra. Naruto wasn't born powerful.
Yeah, but I think Hagoromo was born a lot more powerful than Naruto was.
That's not the point. Like, Kid Sasuke probably could have beat up Kid Hamura.
No, bro, there's no way. Nonsense here.
Bro, was Hamura at the top of his class in the academy? I didn't think so. prove Hamura's officially stronger than Kid Sasuke's, because I can approve where Sasuke officially is.
I mean, let's do Hagurama then, because Hagurama will be at the top of his class of 2. Hagurama and Hamura.
We don't know that.
Well,
Who's in Hagurama's class?
Hamura.
Okay, you got me there. It's so good. Okay. Anyways. I forgot. Okay, we didn't read the rest of this, did we? So when the originating Otsutsuki perishes, the reincarnation springs into action. It springs into action. Interesting, okay. Not the karma, the reincarnation. The intangible concept springs into action. Anyways, the vessel is overridden, reviving the original Otsutsuki. If the original already perishes, the completion of the vessel simultaneously triggers the start of reincarnation.
They just said that already. They just said that twice.
I know, yeah. I'm trying to think how they're trying to mean it differently. But, because it's saying simultaneously. So I think it's saying that, like...
The Otsutsuki perishes, the reincarnation springs into action. The completion of the vessel simultaneously triggers the start. Oh, if the original already perishes... Wait, hold on. Yeah, if the original already perishes, the completion of the vessel simultaneously triggers the start. Same thing, bro. The only difference is they mention the completion of the vessel, but like that's implied with the above one anyway, because they're doing it.
Well, springing into action, the reincarnation could be, because it's springing into action, it could be the beginning of it, which doesn't make sense because that implies that the extraction can't begin until the Otsutsuki perishes. Which would be the case for Momoshiki, but not for Ishiki. Unless you count Ishiki as dead. I still count Ishiki as dead. I think it's just Jigen. But anyway.
Bro, that's canonically false.
Well, I have a problem with the series.
Okay, but I'm just saying, that's not true.
I'm gonna continue to pretend it's true anyways. I hope you realize that. Anyways, so this is saying that, like, Ishiki doesn't choose when... Or I guess, okay. Momoshiki couldn't choose not to reincarnate if Boruto hit 100%. It's not a thing if he gets to wait. It just simultaneously happens the moment it extracts to 100%.
Because otherwise, Ishiki would just not reincarnate, let Jigen die, and let Kawaki's karma keep extracting. That's not an option. He's not allowed.
Yeah, but Ishiki's case is a little bit different.
No, it's not. He would just do that.
Ishiki had more than one karma still around. Plus, Ishiki's soul is in Ishiki, not Kawaki. So Momoshiki is a little bit different in that case. A few different reasons. And like we said, the karma has to do with the soul. So technically, Momoshiki's already in there. Maybe that prevents the karma from thinking, oh, I need to get Ishiki or Momoshiki's soul in here, because it's already there. And its genetic information's there. So technically, what's the difference between Boruto with 100% extracted karma with Momoshiki inside there, and then just reincarnated Momoshiki? What's the difference, like, physically?
So this is what I think, at least, because as you can tell with Jigen doesn't look like Ishiki, and it's a clear difference in his power. Yeah. So what I think happens is, this is just a theory, by the way, but it just kind of makes sense. I think it's basically the difference between DNA transcription versus translation in, like, RNA translation. So I think it overwrites the DNA, but it gives you the blueprints. But it's when the Otsutsuki resurrects that, like, all that information, the proteins are actually built. You actually express the genes rather than just having the genes. So I think...
Yeah, I agree.
It's when they resurrect, you express all the genes that were rewritten. That's why they all of a sudden transform. But up until then, fundamentally, Boruto's... This is why it's stupid that Boruto gains, like, Kawaki and Boruto gain Otsutsuki abilities before the resurrection process outside of the Karma Seal. Because it's like, okay, bro, you can't do this. You pick one and go with it. It's either it's just in the DNA, but it doesn't express those genes until they resurrect, meaning you can't use them, or you can use them and you should just be able to use them independent of the Karma Seal. Like, it's stupid. But, yeah.
Is there an explanation in JJK? If Sukuna got all 20 fingers, could he choose when he takes over?
So...
Or would it just automatically happen?
I would say yes, but there is a slight nuance with this because he actively does exactly what you're talking about. But
yeah,
he had 19 fingers, but consumed his mummified head to replace his 20th finger.
Spoilers.
So that's just what they did. Okay. So he never got his 20th finger, but he actively stays as Meguna until he decides to transform into his true form later on at some point. So he gets to choose at least.
Okay. I like that better when they get to choose. It makes them feel more sinister, especially with like Sukuna in season 1 and season 2. Regardless of being able to take over permanently, he's able to just at the snap of a finger whenever he wants, take over. The fact that that's always back there, like the bomb under the table. You never know when it's going to go off, but at any time it could. I love that.
I also like in the sense of, in terms of like pitting, for example, Momoshiki could do exactly this. It would pain Naruto, Sasuke, whoever more to fight Borushiki than it would to fight Momoshiki. And he could use that as like an advantage type of thing, even if he was fully taken over. He could like leverage things like that. So I do like the choice aspect, but it doesn't seem to be a thing they can do in this case.
Yeah. Plus, even if they think they can, it doesn't mean they actually can. Like Sasuke said, don't worry, if Momoshiki takes over, I'll just kill you. And then he didn't do it, and then afterwards he's like, yeah, next time I'll do it. Well, that's what you said the first time, so are you going to do it next time or not?
But if it was like Momoshiki, like he actually took over completely, I don't think Sasuke would have much problem anymore because it's too late. Like, Boruto's just dead.
I agree, yeah. I mean, he'd probably be sad, but, like, it wouldn't make him hesitate. Because he'd be just as sad during as he would after.
Okay, now it's like, all right, like, you're just Momoshiki now. There is no Boruto, so I am going to kill you.
Yeah, he's not sad. He's not hesitating because he's not fighting Boruto. He's sad because Boruto's dead, which is just the case anyways, in that case. It's already technically failed. But anyways, do you want to read the next part of this, or is that it? No, there's one more.
We did all of it.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Oh. Karma X's best up file for this is he who write this next to the. Yeah, that's all of it. Wow. Immortal, what have you learned from this tonight?
What have I learned?
Yeah, what new information is there in here that you thought was very interesting?
From the translation itself. Let me see.
Yeah. So, in case you didn't know, Immortal, because I know you came a little bit late. By the way, my bad for not saying that you were like waiting in the audience for like 20 minutes or whatever. My bad. But this is new. This came out today.
Oh, it
This isn't like some old thing. Yeah, exactly. So it's really cool. Yeah. These translations aren't necessarily accurate, as you have seen, but still new information. Some of it's pretty crazy, especially the Shibai part, arguably.
Is it in database? Which volume is it?
I think this is the volume 2 recap, if I understand correctly, but it seems a little early for that, but maybe, I don't know, maybe volume 2 is just pretty short. Maybe it has been that long. So it seems like a recap at the very least, and then that's what they were making it seem like in Rain server. But anyways, guess if you want to move on from that.
Next podcast topic, I guess. Oh yeah, I saw this earlier. I was like, what? Is it some of the worst violence? I was like, Bro picked like 3 of the best Boruto villains. So I don't want to know what they think about Boruto as a series. Whoever did this. Right?
They think like Shoujoji and Ao are like top tier Naruto villains from the entire franchise, like above like Zabuza.
I mean, in Ao's defense, I do think Ao is actually like was a good Boruto villain, in his arc. But like, I mean, I'm like thinking like, all right, but like Boro, like really, Bug, Delta's a villain. I don't know, bro. Like, I think these guys clear. Shoujoji.
Like, I hate to say it, I think in the manga, Victor is more interesting as a villain than Boro was. I think Boro was the most boring 3 chapters from the entire Kara arc. Crazy.
Victor.
It's not that it's bad, but compared to the rest of it.
Yeah, well, yeah, because
at least Victor was quick.
See, the problem is Boro was Kara and nothing more. Like, you know, like that's probably the best way to put it. Like, he was just a member of Kara, and he did member of Kara things, but there was nothing particular about Boro besides his abilities. And everything, the themes with his fight, it's just all the ninja tool shit again. A Kara thing from the previous arc. There's nothing specific to Boro as a character. Like, we just learned in the code arc that he has a cult. It's not even in the same arc. And there's something.
It's like if you stereotype the Akatsuki, you can really boil it down just to like monsters. Like, they're considered a terrorist organization. Deidara blows stuff up. Like, he's as basic cookie cutter as it gets. Kakuzu looks evil. Hidan's sadistic.
So
like, Kisame's a shark. Setsu's a play. It's a monster.
Yeah. In here now, but yeah, in fairness, in terms of the manga, so this is ignoring the data book that applies nuance to Kakuzu's character. I think Kakuzu is the best comparison. He is just a member of the Akatsuki. There isn't, I mean, he has character, like with the whole money stuff, bounties. So there's definitely is character, but
and a backstory.
Yeah,
but he's the most like cookie cutter. Like, he's the most Akatsuki member.
That's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, and so I want to ignore the data book for a minute, though, just to be completely fair to the manga, because for all we know, Boruto data book would give us Boro's backstory. Even then, this is the best comparison. I still think there's more to Kakuzu's character, at least in terms of character quirks. For Boro, I don't know what his character quirk is. Just being cocky, like that's not a character. That's not a good. Like, the one and only character quirk you have for him is he's overconfident. Like, nah, bro, that's ass.
Over-reliant on his
It's something unique. It's like he has an obsession with money. Like, okay, that's something not every villain has. Like,
Boro isn't a character. He's a device the story used to show the end result of those who overly rely on their tools rather than their own power. He lost because he tried to move the core instead of actually defend or whatever.
Yeah.
That's how they figured out about the core in the first place.
Exactly. He over-relied on it. He over-abused it. He showed it off and all that shit. I agree with you.
Yeah.
And
it's just an expansion of the Ao arc.
Exactly. It's just literally the Ao arc theme repeated.
And that's the problem. The Ao arc, as well as the Mujina Bandits, are objectively well written. But the themes can't carry it if no one cares about the subject matter. Like, the scientific ninja tools are good in terms of story structure and all that. It meets all the criteria. It's just objectively very good story. But no one cares. They don't like it because no one freaking cares about freaking technology themes or whatever.
Yeah.
It's just boring.
Yeah, and I do agree. I will say, like, for me at least, like, I guess part of it could just be the type of person. I did appreciate, like, the storytelling.
No, I agree.
Of the Ao arc.
Yeah.
But but then with the Mujina Bandits, for example, it's the same idea, but at least the Ao arc I appreciate a lot more than the Mujina Bandits arc, because the Mujina Bandits arc is even more extreme to where I'm just like, look, man, I do not care, kind of thing. And that's the problem. It sucks. And then when you come to like Omnipotence arc, it's the exact opposite. it's all the things we cared about, but it's just done so awfully. Yet the fandom eats it up. So it's peak gold, best thing ever written. Momoshiki is a generational narrator, according to Troy. I'm like, bro, this was not relevant.
Oh my god, that's unbelievable, bro.
And all they
It's like, oh, I didn't expect it to happen. It must be the best thing ever because I don't understand stories.
Yeah, and it's like, realistically speaking, if something happens in the arc or the chapter that's just something related to what people wanted, it's the best. It's peak fiction. Oh, Sukuna finally made his move. It doesn't matter what his move was. It's the fact that he made his move.
Oh
peak
my
fiction.
god.
Momoshiki, finally, his prophecy came true. Peak fiction. Oh, Momoshiki could appear in the next chapter because Boruto's allergic to pineapples. And they're going to say, oh, Momoshiki appeared. It's peak fiction. Like, it's like, bro, the why is what's important. Not the what, but the why. Like...
And why are they peak fiction in the first place? To get to the status where if they do their thing, it's peak fiction? It's because people said they were, not because they actually did something to become the established definition of peak fiction or whatever. Just because other people said they were in the freaking sheep goat community. It's like, oh, okay, I guess they are.
Yeah, like, just like, no, bro, it's not how this works. And that's why, like, I almost,
cool things.
Before I start another anime, I almost want to actually read through the Naruto manga. Probably watch. I don't know if I just want to watch the anime again. I want to read the manga to see the differences, but I love the anime too much. But I kind of want to do it again just to really solidify how much different it is. Like, but I was thinking manga to be fair, to get manga versus manga, but I'm like, it is not the same, bro. It's not the same.
Yeah, it's crazy. But anyways, Immortal, what do you think?
Yeah.
Is Immortal still here? He is. Immortal!
Immortal, who do you think are the 3 best and 3 worst Boruto villains?
Yeah, my guess is he's not here right now. It just says he is.
He's speechless.
Probably like got up or something.
It's where we're editing a video.
I think so too, yeah.
Alright, well,
anyway.
We'll answer that question
I'm
ourselves
curious.
then. 3 best and 3 worst Boruto
okay.
villains. But what were you curious about?
I rush.
Well,
oh my
being
god.
more of a podcast topic than I expected. But why do I even get surprised these days?
Bro, I was gonna ask you, how are you freaking expecting that to be a podcast? Like, I was wondering what you had to say on that. I guess I got my answer, but I was like, I'm surprised you put that there instead of like in art.
It's always funny. Okay, I kind of wanted Cam to be here for this, but I kind of want to show you this. So I was looking for I was like, oh, I wonder if there's any Amato AMVs just for the background of an Amato related video.
Oh yeah, let's wait for Cam. I didn't watch it, but like I saw that you posted that. We should wait for Cam for that. I like that. Yeah.
The beginning was really funny. I was like, bro, this is hilarious. I think the rest of these are like all of your millions of topics now.
No. There's okay. The kind of, but not really. Okay, is Immortal still here? Immortal? Because I really was hoping you'd be here for this. No, because he was here like last time. Okay.
Immortal.
Kamui, I don't know if you want to get in it. I freaking wanted Immortal to be here. But...
I'll message him.
Oh yeah, I guess do that really quick if you can, or unless you want me to.
Immortal, come back.
Huh?
Oh, there he is.
I'm here.
Oh my god, Immortal's here.
Look at that.
Crazy, bro. You've been here the whole time. Immortal, have you been here the whole time, or did you just come back?
I just came back. I swear
okay.
I have ADHD or something.
Well, welcome to the club. We don't know if we do, but we all think we do.
That's the third alternate name for the podcast, the ADHD podcast.
You know what's funny is, you would think, Oodie, that Mello would love us because we can relate to his ADHD, but no. He probably has more ADHD than us.
No, while I was away, I was trying to figure out if I was trying to figure out if I have ADHD or something, because I feel like this is something that, I was just thinking about
the irony.
I was just thinking about a lot of past things that have been going on for me in grade school. And one of them is the fact that, if something isn't very stimulating or just doesn't really, connect with me, I kind of just lose track. I kind of just like doze off and maybe just like forget about the entire thing. And
Dang, you hear that, Kamui?
I
Podcast
don't know.
sucks. Guess it's time to wrap it up.
Yeah.
Immortal
No,
said
I'm not-
so.
I was not interested.
No, I never said I wasn't interested. I never said I wasn't interested. It was just like, it's like from editing my video is kind of taking like trying to have the drive to want to edit my video is kind of taking a whole lot out of me.
I got
My
you.
problem
it
is
might be
that
time to take a
I
break
get
on that.
so crazy with the editing. I have like 30 seconds of video. Like, bro, I spent like an hour on this shit. I need to like move along. That's why I started to like chapter reviews better because I felt comfortable. I call it half-assing, but even though like there's technically a lot of edits, I can just do a minute part where I literally just put my avatar up there while I'm just spouting shit as I say it live, and I'm just comfortable doing that. But that doesn't apply to the scripted video, so that's the problem.
That's fine. Immortal, you could just pay someone to edit it if you really wanted, but yeah.
I know, but I guess I kind of told myself that maybe until my 100th video that I'll maybe pay someone to edit videos for me.
Yeah, I think it's
That's the
good.
opposite of me.
to
Once I
do
got
it
to my
yourself, at
100th
least
video,
for now.
I could decide I think I'm gonna go back to doing it myself.
But I don't know.
Yeah, there's different stresses.
I don't know. I've been wanting to hire someone to edit videos for me because, like, I guess
It's about how much you want your videos edited in the first place.
like if I'm like, say for instance, I want to work on a video that I want to work on. Like, if I wanted to work on a video, like, say for instance, explaining the karma seal, but I also want to do a video on, how like the Renegon works. Two back-to-back videos, then I could probably get someone else to do the video while I'm simultaneously working on a video of my own. But I don't think that would. I don't know. Knowing me, I don't know if that's gonna work out. like I'm just like, knowing me, I don't know if that will work out. Like,
So-
I'll probably focus on one thing at a time before I decide to move on to something else.
Ironically, though, I know kind of how you feel because I was thinking about this earlier. So, ironically, I posted the most amount of videos when I was doing everything myself. The thumbnails, the script, and the editing. And as I progressively have delegated more to other people, I somehow work slower. And so I was thinking, like, honestly, I might as well put it to the test. Let me just see if I put up more videos, if I go back to doing more. Because the whole point of the editing thing was so that I could get out videos faster. But, like, I never did better than once a week. I got worse later on. Like, it's like, bro, I used to do twice a week. It's like, how? I don't know. We're gonna see.
Kamui, out of curiosity, when you go walking, do you ever run? Or even jog?
Not anymore. I don't. It's not that I won't run, but I pretty much only. Well, I'm not counting if it randomly rains and I'm in a t-shirt and it's uncomfortable. I've done that before, but I pretty much only walk these days just because I don't want it to interfere with lifting anymore than it has in the past, and so I do really just walk. That said, if like someone wants to do
like
a
during the
5K event
podcast
with me, I'll do
specifically.
it. But like, I'm not gonna like make it a regular thing.
Yeah, I meant like during the podcast, since like this is like a freaking first for me. It feels like, whereas you do this every freaking time.
Oh, yeah, no, I've never run during the podcast.
Oh, that's funny. Okay.
That'd be funny.
Anyway,
I should do that sometime just to see what it's like. But
that's what I usually do. Whenever I'm not talking, I'll at least jog sometimes.
oh yeah, I just walk.
Yeah. Immortal, do you know if you're gonna be here for like a while or just a little bit longer?
I can stay here for I can stay for as long as I can.
Well, that doesn't answer my question. So I got like a
sounds like
few
you-
more topics. One's a big one that I want to get to now, but I got a couple smaller ones. I was wondering if we want to get to those first or last. Depends how long you're gonna be here.
Let's get to those last. Whose dog?
Okay. We'll move on to the big podcast topics then. Okay, so Immortal, I think you were here the other. Yeah, you were. That's why I wanted to do this with you now. But also, there's a dog like way in front of me. It could probably hear me, but like, I'm just gonna hang out here for a minute in case it's like a coyote or something. No, it looks like it's going away. I'm gonna just hang out here for a minute, anyways. But anyways, it's like a loose dog. Like no one's with it. Like what? It's just running across the street. It's crazy. Anyways, it's kind of big dog too.
German Shepherd.
Where was I with
Just
the
attacks Oodie
crazy?
on stream.
Oh, it's deer, I think, because there's a second one. It's going in the forest too. It must be deer. It's that far away to where I think it's a dog.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say like broken.
But now deer do go
What?
around here a lot. Oh, it's like a buckless deer. Is that the right word? Hornless deer?
Antlerless
A
deer.
pointless deer? Yeah, that's it. Yeah, we'll go with that one. Even if it sounds the goofiest.
Buckless. Hornless deer. Which is also weird. Why can the claw marks pinch it like molding clay, given that all they are is a teleportation device, as far as we've been told?
Oh my god, I don't know.
And why can he slap Bug with a claw mark? Like a belt? Like, what?
Maybe that is what he was trying to do to Damon. That's why it went on him. He was trying to attack him with the claw mark.
Yeah, he was just trying to slap him.
Nah, but my phone is at 5% battery. We're not ending yet, but we'll end pretty soon. Few more topics. Immortal, are you still here? You haven't said it. Oh no, he's gone.
Oh, okay. I didn't
Didn't say
realize.
freaking anything on that rewrite, bro. Neither time. Went on for like 30 minutes straight. Just said nothing both times. It's crazy.
Yeah, I guess he's not interested in your rewrite.
You just disagreed on Boruto making a mistake. Said the props argument.
I think he's more interested in
Kawaki
theories
is
than
the only one in the
rewrites.
wrong. Yeah, well, I don't blame him. Yeah, he's probably one of the people that thinks the prophecy arc isn't all that bad anyways.
Yeah, apparently, like,
But anyway.
we're a rare breed that just hates it. I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me.
Crazy. Okay. I had a topic here. We'll get into a heated debate in just a minute. We'll do a fun topic first. Even though that was fun. We'll do another one. Okay. I'm just gonna read this out loud. Did Hagoromo turn chakra fruits into six-path
Oh,
weapons?
Yeah. I saw that a minute ago.
The explanation being because they store a record of the quantity of every word spoken ever by everyone individually. How?
The problem is that when the chakra fruit wouldn't do that for newly born people. So it's
Why?
beyond chakra fruits.
It stores a record of all life on the planet.
Yeah, not the life that hasn't been born yet. The Sage of Six Paths tools do that for everyone after the fact.
I'm sure as new people are born on the planet, the chakra fruit would continually update.
No, it has
Maybe
to
once it
drain
disconnects
their
from the
life.
tree and is
No.
eaten, though.
No, but it has to drain the life
But-
of those people. So, like, Kaguya's chakra fruit that she ate doesn't have a record of Naruto Uzumaki, who was born 1,000 years later. But those Sage of Six Paths tools just somehow know the words you've spoken of people of any time. It just knows.
Well, I don't know. Are you saying
Well,
the
I
God
think-
Tree absorbed Ishiki? Just drained the Ishiki's life? So Ishiki is dead. You confirm. You agree.
So I don't think I'm gonna be honest with you. Okay, you're gonna hate this. You're gonna hate it. I'm telling you right now. You're gonna hate it.
Oh boy.
This plays into the fact that I think Amato made that message, but I don't think that
God.
like I don't think it has a record of Ishiki who didn't die on that planet. It doesn't make sense to have a record of him for stepping on the planet one time because the chakra fruit's not absorbing that. That doesn't make sense. If it does, that's just bad writing. That doesn't make sense. It should have to literally absorb him, or at the very least, he should have died on the planet, which he didn't do. So it doesn't make sense.
Oh god.
But if Amato's just saying shit to Code
We'll
to
save that
convince
plan.
him, he can make whatever lie he wants. Code will just believe it. Code doesn't know where Ishiki died. He has no proof. Amato can say whatever.
Okay.
So I
Anyways,
don't believe.
I agree.
I don't believe
Bro, real quick,
what
just
Ishiki said.
I don't want to derail at like 4% battery. Just real quick, I want to say it's so funny how Mello thinks that like a record compares to someone's power in the first place. Like just because a chakra fruit has Ishiki's record, they get an Ishiki level plus amp. Like it's basically fertilizer. Like if you just give cow poop to a plant, that plant isn't as strong as the cow. I don't know how that works.
Yeah, like it just. Yeah, I don't think it
Oh,
like because
boy.
otherwise, like the chakra fruit would be too strong, too strong.
Like if a coach takes the record of the athlete, Usain Bolt's coach isn't as fast or faster than Usain Bolt now. A Usain Bolt level amp onto his speed. Now runs 10 miles an hour plus Usain Bolt.
But on the other
Records
hand,
do not
if the
count.
chakra fruit literally absorbed Ishiki, like he just got sucked up, then I do think his chakra would go into the fruit itself. But that's different from a record. It doesn't make sense for a record of a dead man to be the same as sucking out the life of an alive man.
Even that, it's converting it into the fruit though. So I'm sure some of the energy would be lost in the transfer. Or if
That's
not
fine.
then the transfer between the fruit and whoever consumes it.
That's all fine. What
'Cause,
I'm
like, it's
saying
the
is I think
10%
that
rule.
is different, though. Absorbing the life of Ishiki should be different, at least, than a theoretical record of his dead life that died on
Yeah,
another
like I'd be
planet.
fine with, because Boruto's so ingrained with science. If they did like the 10% rule from science, if you remember that from like science class, I'd be fine with that. It's like the plants absorb 10% of the sun's energy, and then like the cows absorb 10% of the plants of energy. So it's like 1% of the sun. Then we eat the cow, which is 0.1% of the sun. We get that energy. But yeah.
I'd be fine if they did that too. Like, it just whatever they want to say is fine, but the record thing's stupid.
I know. But anyways, I'm gonna check comments really quick in case anyone's commented anything in the past a little bit. No one's commented anything for like 3 hours last time I checked, but like maybe it's updated since. Unless I'm just bad and not know how to check comments on my phone, but doesn't look like
There
it.
wasn't any comments.
What
At
do
one point I
you
asked,
guys
what
think
do
of chat?
you guys think? And nobody responded.
That's crazy because we had like 19 viewers concurrent for a while too. I don't know. No one freaking commented. That's weird. Never seen that.
I know.
Anyway, shout out people in chat. If you're in chat listening right now, say anything at all. I'm just curious who's there. Like, I don't care if you're laying down. Just like do a random letter on your keyboard and press enter. It could be freaking J. It could be a comma. I don't care. I'm just curious who's freaking there at this point.
Yeah. Besides Dara Shikage, we know Dara Shikage's there. Dara Shikage is carrying the chat right now.
Literally 100% of the chat. He
Not
is
anymore.
the
Now
chat.
Adam Andrade, however you say your last name. Andrade? That sounds cool. He said, yo.
Andrade.
Is that Mr. Spiraling?
Shout out, Adam.
Oodie? Yo.
Oh my god, Dom, you cannot be saying that live. Well, I guess you can. You just did, but
It's vague.
you wouldn't
enough
know what that
nobody
means
would know
anyways.
what we're talking about.
Yeah, exactly. Adam, out of curiosity, how long have you been here? Have you listened to like the whole thing, or what? I don't know. Like, have thoughts on anything?
Yeah, Adam, were you ignoring the chat message of what do you guys think in chat?
Okay,
Alright,
but
second
hear me
that.
out with like the Hagoromo 6 paths tool thing. Going back to that, right? Because he did like the particle, the polar particle. What is it? The polar particle? Is that it? He did that thing.
The Retson and shit.
Like stored it, broke the asteroid. He could have turned one into that. It's chakra fruits. I mean, they store the record. That's what the fruits were doing. The record of every word spoken by everyone. So, like, it's, like, also possible, like, Shinjuu, creation of all things. He, like, Hagoromo made them. How did he make them? He had to
honestly,
make them out of something.
I don't know how he made them, but what I will say in terms of the word thing is, I think it's because the weapon, like, touches the user's soul, chakra, whatever, and through that is how it gains the knowledge of what their most spoken word is. It's not that the tool already knew Darui's most spoken word. It figured it out when it touched him.
Yeah, so because it writes it afterwards, but still, like, how did it figure it out, though?
Through his
chakra.
Because the chakra just contains, I guess, your chakra just tells you everything about you.
So then the chakra contains the record.
Yeah. So Darui's
because something has to contain the record.
Yeah. Which would also play into, like, why the chakra fruit would have the record of everything. It's through the chakra. But in this case,
so
the sword's acting like a divine tree in that sense.
So whoop-de-doo, Kaguya knows everything Ishiki said on Earth. Where does that scale her?
Yeah. Ishiki's most spoken word. She doesn't know everything he said. She only knows his most spoken word. What do you think Ishiki's most spoken word would be?
Inferior.
Well, I was thinking
Same
of that,
for
but I feel like that's better fitting for Momoshiki, but even funnier, I think Momoshiki's most spoken word should be Kinshiki.
Fox could also be a contender, but probably not. Like, he's been alive for thousands of years. I don't think he said much outside of Earth.
And then but here's a good question. For Kinshiki, would his most spoken word be Lord or Momoshiki?
Well, are there other lords other than Momoshiki? And then has he referred to Momoshiki outside of the Lord before he was a Lord even?
What
goes back to some backstory we need.
Was his guardian his Lord? Lord or Ishiki?
Adam says, probably been here about an hour or... I can't see what's behind the... Or two! Okay. Yeah, okay. I got the end of that message. I was thinking about this, by the way, the other day. So... Remember when we were having the conversation of, like, oh, Ishiki sealed in the six pads weapon. So, like, not only the chakra flex out of it, which is the cop-out answer.
Like, what, like 6 months ago?
Yeah, the other day. But anyways.
Well,
he also just has...
an other day.
Okay, we're going back to, like, the claw marks being shrunken, that you can't teleport with them. Ishiki would, not just could, but would just shrink the weapons.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Like, first of all, they would never have the chance to be used on him, but, like...
Yeah.
It just never would go. Especially considering the fact that you have, like, Darui thinking so much as he's traveling into it. So you travel pretty slow. Ishiki is much faster in terms of reaction speed and speed. So, like...
So
he would just shrink it. Like, he doesn't need to think to do that, really.
Yeah, so Ishiki would shrink the, obviously, like, the most spoken word ones. Those are useless. The question would be, like, the other pot, the one they used on Kinkaku. Because all they have to do is call Ishiki's name, and if he just, like, responds, then...
I mean, same thing, just shrink it.
So the question is, if he's in the middle of being sucked in, and he shrinks it, what happens? Does it, like, just suck him in anyway? Because, hypothetically, they made it seem like that pot can seal anything, so I don't even know if the size matters, granted, the claw mark situation. I don't know what happens if Ishiki shrinks it, but... To be fair, though,
I know you hate power scaling. That just goes back to the no limits fallacy.
Well, I was gonna say, honestly, though, as another alternative, Ishiki, when he shrinks things, can just somehow send them to Daikoku 10. So I think if he just sends it to Daikoku 10 via shrinking, then it's just in another dimension, so it won't matter.
That was going to be my second answer. I was going to say Daikoku 10 on himself, but Daikoku 10 on the tool works just as well. Or it doesn't have to be Daikoku 10. He could just make a portal. Like, the same thing he does in Naruto Sasuke fight with Jigen. Like, he just portals, like, 5 feet to his left. Is he still being sucked in at that point?
I was thinking, put the if, but just pretend the pot's straight in front of him. If Ishiki just puts the portal in front of himself so that the pot sucks him forward, he just goes into his own portal instead.
Exactly. Yeah.
What was?
No, I was thinking that too. But
What I
yeah.
think would be funny or ridiculous, probably wouldn't happen, but it would be funny is if Ishiki shrinks the pot to Daikoku 10, and the pot sucks him all the way to Daikoku 10, and it just gets sealed in there. Unrealistic, absolutely, but hilarious, yes.
We know that Ishiki can shrink himself and he can enlarge things. Can Ishiki enlarge himself?
Seemingly no. It seems
I don't
that
see
he
any
can
reason why
only
not.
enlarge it to its original size, which just means that those giant rods on the Kurama avatar just were that big.
That's crazy. I don't know if that's true, but if that is, then I guess yeah, that'd be
we
crazy.
don't know for sure, but like it's only implied he can restore it to its original size, not that he can make it bigger.
No, I
like the
disagree.
expansion jutsu.
No, that can't be true because the pot they were fighting in the first place was huge. There's no way it was made like that.
We don't know that.
Bro, be realistic here. That pot was made at the size he shrunk it down to.
That's
It's a
still
pot.
a gigantic pot, Oodie. Like that's a ridiculous sized pot. What he shrunk it down to. I don't think that pot was made that big either. Like with that logic.
It wasn't big. No, it
Yes,
wasn't big at all. What are you
was,
talking about?
Bro, that is not the size of a normal pot. That thing was huge.
You're freaking wild, and we do not have time to talk about this. I'm at 3%
Bro,
battery.
it's bigger than a human. Like several times.
Barely,
Like,
if even.
bro, you need to go back and read that fight. How big that thing is compared to Kawaki
No,
and
bro.
Boruto and them. That's not pot size.
They can like pick it up and carry it with them.
No, only Boro can, because Boro's freaking god level strong apparently. Kawaki and them couldn't even budget. I'm just gonna go to the fight for you.
I'm not talking about. I'm not talking about heaviness. I'm talking about size. Like it'd be inconvenient. It'd be a massive freaking headache, but they could.
No, they couldn't, bro.
Like they could fit in it. It's like I know you don't know what this means. It's like the what is it? The capsules from Dragon Ball that like Vegeta and Nappa flew in from. It's like that size. It's like a human size. Like Naruto could probably fit in there.
Naruto fits in this pot because the pot is big enough to fit Naruto. It's a big ass pot.
I mean, we don't know if that's true.
Naruto is in the pot, bro.
But why didn't he just shrink it to crush Naruto then? I don't know why that works.
Because he can't shrink. Oh, I guess, yeah, he could shrink the pot.
Exactly.
Jigen
Exactly.
didn't try. Plot. He just didn't try to. But this pot is...
Bro, I think for whatever reason, because Naruto's sealed in it, not that he is in it, but that he's sealed in it, Naruto just would shrink with the pot for some reason. I don't know why.
That would be bad writing.
I mean, it seems like
but
he's asleep anyways, but like, I don't think he fell asleep just naturally. I think he was asleep because he was knocked out from being in the pot.
No, I thought he just was exhausted
I don't think
from
he was-
like chakra expenditure and shit.
Yeah, he heals. There you go.
But
Nah, he
yeah,
still had
anyway, that
chakra.
pot was bigger than a pot, so I don't think that matters too much because we don't know how
Bro,
the
what
pot was
small
created.
ass pots do you have at your house that makes you say that? Okay, you're looking
What?
at like a baby cactus pot.
Oodie,
Freaking, it's a pot.
Oodie, what kind of pot do you have that's bigger than you at your house? that
Look
you
at
cook
look at
with?
pottery, bro. Look at like the. What are you talking? Like it doesn't even look like a pot, even if it's described as a pot. It looks like a blacksmithing tool, like a
Sniffing?
canister or something. I don't know. It's black. It looks like a grill. Okay, it looks like the top of a grill minus the legs.
And what grill do you have that's bigger than you?
Oh my
Like,
god, it's not that big.
You fit
You're crazy.
inside.
Bro, Naruto was not comfortable in there. If anything, he was crunched up.
What do you mean? Bro was
I think,
fast
like, it's not freaking
asleep. He
ball
was
shape.
having the nap of his life. It looks pretty comfortable.
It's not like
to
there's
me.
pillows in there. It doesn't make sense for him to be asleep.
We don't know
Freaking
how soft
uncomfortable.
the
He
inside
literally
of
has rods in him.
The inside of the pot might be comfortable. I don't know. Might be some
You
soft
saw
dirt.
what the inside of the pot looks like. It looks like a freaking mountain in there. It's not
And it might
soft
be
dirt, it's
soft
rock.
dirt. We don't know how. It might be like sand.
It's like
like
jagged
on the beach.
edges. It looks like freaking glass poking him, probably.
Well, all I'm saying is Naruto was fast asleep. Couldn't have been that uncomfortable.
I'm gonna count that as sleeping. God. Anyways, outside of the size of the pod, I'm gonna say Hagoromo used the chakra fruits as the record of all life on the planet for the creation of all things with the 6 paths of tools. My headcanon, can't take it away.
Okay, that's fine.
Someone typed R. I guess they did what I said, and it's the Japanese person.
Oh my god, I'm an idiot. I thought he typed the Japanese letters at first. I didn't even like put 2 and 2 together.
That's so funny.
All right.
Anyways.
So above this
Okay,
is the
so
transfer seal Amaterasu.
that was honestly, I didn't even mean to post that in the podcast topics. That was from the other stream. We could just delete that. Anyway, it was meant for the other stream. You're scrolling too far up. There's one more thing.
Right.
So this is where we get to the debate. By the way, going back to Himawari. Are you ready for this?
Wait, what? Oh,
because we surprisingly we haven't had this. He was like one of the first things we think of. So yeah, Himawari did it. So also, I don't like the idea of Kurama reincarnating as normal after Baryon mode. It's not the end of the world, but I rather it didn't happen, at least not in the same way. I don't want it to be normal.
Like how normal?
It's just like, oh, he was just gonna do it as normal anyways. He's gonna die. He comes back in 3 years because then Naruto's not gonna be as sad. They would have mentioned that at some point. Like, it's just known in the verse. And then the audience doesn't care either because the entire time the audience would have known, oh yeah, he'll just be back in 3 years. But nobody knew. If Kurama stayed dead, nobody would have been questioning it. In fact, it's been 3 years, and nobody questioned it up to this point.
Question what?
The fact that Kurama's not back until now. Like, if he never came back, nobody would have questioned it. He just would have stayed dead forever. Everyone would have just been like, oh yeah, he died during Baryon mode, of course.
You talk about
makes sense with the lore.
The characters.
The fans. Well, technically the characters too, but yeah.
Well, the characters wouldn't have questioned it. The fans absolutely plenty thought he should come back. So I wouldn't say that. I've
should is different from if they think they actually will.
Yeah, but you would still question it, like, okay, why didn't he come back? That doesn't make sense. That still be count as questioning.
Baryon mode, his chakra, his soul extinguished. He literally flew up into the sky.
Yeah, I'm saying that people could still
He said, don't join me too soon.
See, that's the thing. That right there is the problem with this that I have, is that Kurama said that, implying that, like, because what if Naruto just died? Would Kurama be in the Pure Lands? Does he go to the Pure Lands and then leave the Pure Lands? Or is he never in the Pure Lands? Like, did he just lie?
That's what I'm saying, bro. Yeah. Well, actually, here's the thing. Getting with that really quick. This isn't what I want to talk on, but this is like my chapter 10 theory and on. I don't think it's really a theory based on, because when I went back to it, I guess you can show it on screen based, because I never deleted any of those screenshots. So going back to like the Kurama Naruto conversation, Kurama seems unsure of what really is happening or happened or is going to happen anyways. So I don't think Kurama knew he was going to be revived. I don't know if Kurama knew whether or not Naruto was even going to survive until he was talking to him at this point either.
This may be our last conversation.
It's like, why doesn't he know?
But it doesn't make sense for him to say that. This might be our last conversation. The Baron's mode price is my life. Like, huh? If you know you're dead, you know it's the last conversation, not maybe.
Exactly. I don't think Kurama knew what was going to happen to him. I don't think he knew he was going to revive. I don't think he knew really anything. He seems just really unsure in this entire conversation.
This
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
It could also be a translation thing there, though.
I guess,
Where
but
Viz
I
just
don't think
doesn't know
any
what
of
the
the
hell
other
they're doing.
translations are different. Oh, that's true too, but yeah. Trying to see for more stuff in here.
I mean, he
Yeah,
seems to
that's
know
funny.
pretty
So
certain what's gonna happen to
this
Naruto.
panel,
Normally, when a Jinchuriki is distracted, they die, but that doesn't apply to you. The Biju's chakra simply vanishes. Blah blah blah. Like he knew you're gonna wake up and shit.
so
And he seems to
this
know
is
that
funny. Well, first of all,
Naruto
I don't know if
isn't
he
gonna
knew this was gonna
die.
happen.
Like he
Yeah,
implies like he
seemingly,
knows.
but like I don't think he knows what's gonna happen. Like it seems like he thinks he's gonna die at the very least, and he was just wrong on that. Apparently, I don't think he knew he was gonna go into Himawari, but like if he could choose, I guess I think it's something he figured out after the fact, after he quote unquote dispersed. But I don't think he dispersed. I think he stayed together as a spooky chakra ghost, and he chose Himawari.
Well, we don't know with Kurama's case.
That's
What happened.
Naruto's kid. Because the Three Tails is really the only one we have to go based off of. The Three Tails wouldn't want to go in anyone else.
Yeah.
Kurama would just want to go into Himawari if not Naruto. In fact, I was thinking if Naruto comes back, would Naruto want or even ask Kurama to leave Himawari and go back into him? He might not, because like that's a starter. Like, does he want to take Kurama away from his? Like, I mean now, like not in the future when they have an established relationship. Like right now, if Kurama, well, technically besides the Jura stuff, like assuming they go back to times of peace, is that something Naruto would ask of Himawari or Kurama, or Naruto be like, basically what Minato's thinking, like, oh yeah, Himawari could use it. Let her have the bond. She deserves it.
I don't
like,
think
would it
Naruto
be weird
would
for Naruto?
I
I
think
don't know.
Naruto would, to some extent, want Kurama back, but he wouldn't ask because he knows that like
Yeah.
it would be best. It's kind of like the I know it's not exactly the same, but it's kind of like Naruto's promise of lifetime to Sakura, to where he wants Sakura to date him, but he knows that Sasuke is who Sakura loves. So like in this case,
But
I know it's
also,
not identical, but the point is he knows that it's for the best. Plus, Naruto knows he's not gonna live forever, so at some point,
yeah.
he's gotta pass this on. So it's like, okay, we'll just let Himawari take it.
But going with that answer, before this, he needed that start push to get there in the first place, because before Baryon mode, Naruto wasn't eager to give up Kurama. He wouldn't want Kurama to go to Himawari beforehand.
Yeah.
He wasn't asking Kurama, oh, go to Himawari afterwards, or at some point in the future, or now.
Yo, when are you gonna leave and go to Himawari, bro?
Yeah, like Naruto, and like if Kurama asked Naruto, hey, Naruto, do you want me to leave you and go to your daughter? Naruto be like, bro, what are you talking about? No, saving me. Like, you're my brother, man.
Yeah.
After everything we've been through. So I don't think Naruto would even
want
want it. Yeah, so basically, this sounds weird. Naruto is essentially fine with, and wants Kurama to stay where he is, no matter where he is. Outside of obvious. But
yeah, just be like, you're here, stay there.
Exactly. Like, please, I want you to stay there. Don't go anywhere else, actually. That's where I want you to be. Weird. But no, I do agree. I think that's what Naruto would do. It's just as silly as it comes, but Naruto is a silly character. Okay.
Oh, we have some chat.
Oh my god. There was another aspect here, but I kind of forgot it. It's also in chat, though.
Ditch the mini Jubi and Omnipotence plot points and focus more on the Atsuki clan. The Atsuki are extremely underdeveloped. So when you say mini Jubi, do you mean like Jura on them? Japanese character's name that I don't know how to read. I don't think he should ditch them.
Oh, I got it.
He should, finish the Omnipotence plot point before ditching it. But like, yeah, fuck Omnipotence. We can move past that as soon as possible. And that's not gonna make it better.
Okay, I got something. Okay, and Kurama wanted Naruto to die as a child so that he could reincarnate. I'm sure he would think the same about Kushina.
Oh, no, Kurama didn't want. That's not true. Kurama didn't want to die.
It's both. No, he was okay with Naruto dying if it just meant that he'll be reincarnated outside of Naruto just to get out of him.
Yeah, but he didn't want to
That
do
did
that.
happen.
Otherwise, he would have just let Naruto die when Jiraiya threw him off the cliff.
I know, it's both. Well, first of all, Naruto sort of forced that in that case. But he gives him power
Kurama literally
so that
said,
Naruto doesn't
well,
die.
if you die, I'll die too, so I'll help you out. Like, bro,
It's like I
chose to
said,
give
it's
Naruto
both.
that
I
chakra.
know that happened. I know it's still both. You're just looking at one and ignoring the other.
There's no situation of Kurama saying, I'm just gonna let you die so I can reincarnate.
Bro, he doesn't have to say that.
Bro, the only implications you have are him implying the opposite, so...
Okay, what about KCM1?
What about it?
He'll just let Naruto die. Tug of war. Let Naruto run out of chakra.
Kurama didn't tug of war him. He literally just didn't do it. Like Gyuki points out.
Bro. What are you
when he
talking
got
about?
KCM? When are you referring to? Like in the war or before the war?
KCM1 in general. But yeah, the freaking tug of war anyways. He's
Kurama
about to
was
win if
just
you're Jigen.
abstaining. He was just observing at the time.
You're trolling. I don't know what you're talking about.
Like what scene are you referring to?
Killer B is like, don't use too many shadow clones, otherwise you'll the tug of war, you'll run out of chakra and then you'll just die.
Kurama didn't do that. Gyuki points this out. That Kurama, otherwise Naruto would have died. The reason Naruto didn't die is because Kurama just didn't do that.
I don't know what you're talking about. That's cap.
I can find it if you really want once I'm done with this chicken stuff. That's literally a point that Gyuki thinks to himself. That like he knew that Kurama was basically being nice.
Nah,
So
I don't
Kurama
think that's
never
true.
actually, or at least very quickly, stopped doing it.
Because then the whole Madara trying to summon him thing wouldn't really matter. Like, he was choosing Naruto as a lesser of two things. He just didn't want to go to Madara at that point. That's later on.
Kurama's just saying shit, bro. Kurama was observing Naruto, like, passively for a while there. After Naruto says the whole, I'm gonna come after that hatred inside you thing, like, for most
Yeah,
of the time,
when he looks at him all meanly. Freaking fierce, bro. I wouldn't trust Naruto either.
Kurama was just observing, though. He wasn't being antagonistic with him.
Then he wouldn't be. Then he would just give his chakra to Naruto, bro.
He's up. Oh my god. He's being passive. He's not being active in either direction. He wants to see what Naruto will do on his own. Naruto has to prove himself to Kurama, basically. So
But
Kurama's not
the
just going
point
to
of
help him.
KCM1 is that the point of KCM1 is Kurama actively is going against him.
Okay. I'm gonna find it once I'm done with this food stuff. I'm just gonna show you what Yuki says, because you apparently don't believe the series. So I will do what I usually do and prove you wrong.
I don't believe the series is crazy.
You don't, clearly. I know this exists. I don't know
You're
what chapter.
crazy. Well, while we're waiting for that, going back to freaking genetics again, because I didn't get to finish my point. Like, Sarada has both Sasuke and Sakura's genetics.
That's crazy.
I know. I don't know. Listen, it's an Android phone that tends to do that. Plus, I'm have my phone off, which makes it go slower. It could die literally any second, but you wanted to die at this point. Forget those stupid genetics. It's not pink. Or black, it's just black. It can't be both is the point. But it has both. Oh, you don't understand genetics. I do understand how genetics works. That's not my point. It's that Sarada doesn't look like both Sasuke and Sakura, because that doesn't make sense. That can't happen. It's a mix of both, yes. But she can't look like either. I don't know why I'm explaining this to you. It doesn't make sense to you.
I'm trying to look for this. Say that again.
She has two sets of genetics, Sasuke and Sakura's, but she doesn't have two appearances. So the genetics don't result in anything necessarily.
What are you talking about?
Like, Sarah doesn't have pink hair, but she has pink hair genetics.
Okay, and
So genetics doesn't necessarily even mean anything. It doesn't apply always.
yeah,
It doesn't do anything always.
In this case, it's just that Kurama's chakra did apply. Also, I found it. Gyuki says, given the number of clones or doppelgangers he's already produced, Naruto should have been half dead long ago. That means that he's not means that Nine-Tails stopped taking Naruto's chakra a while back. And then Kurama's just kind of like not saying anything. That's the point. So Kurama could have theoretically initially been taking so much chakra, but he stopped a while back.
That's around the time KCM 2 happens, right? Like right before that.
This is before.
Yeah, like right before it.
A little bit before, a couple chapters, but
yeah, okay, so right before it. So it's in that era where Kurama's already softening up to him anyways. We don't know when a while back is. I'm gonna say it's during the Madara scene.
Nah, because Gyuki's kind of implying, like, they applied it immediately, like, Naruto, don't do what you're about to do. And the fact is that Naruto was fine. That only makes sense if
It's not that it would kill him instantly, it's just that it would speed it up per clone.
Yeah, I mean, B made it seem like, yo, like, bro, like, a couple clones is, like, already pushing it. Naruto made, like, 1,000.
Well, no, actually in the manga he only made like 11. In the anime he made like 684. But that's filler. Yes, I counted.
That's filler.
Because there's only a couple battlefields, so like I think the manga just makes more sense anyways.
Yeah.
Plus Naruto wouldn't just do that if that was the case. Like, he would make a minimal amount of clones.
I think just for the sake of time, we might as well just switch gears and just do Kimimaro upscale, because there's only like 13 clones, meaning he's not like 1,000 clones a week. Still conceal Kimimaro.
There you go. I like it. It does make sense to me, though. The moment Kurama would stop doing it would be around Madara, which also makes sense with the timeline, because the clones and Madara happens the same day, like it's an hour later. So, like, I think it just works. Because he doesn't say dead, he says half dead. Yeah. And plus, long ago, long ago isn't long ago. When he made those clones, wasn't long ago.
Well, the point is,
so it's not actually long ago. It's somewhere within that time.
It's like relatively speaking, though.
Relative to what?
The time that Naruto made the clones. So if it's been 1 hour, then he should have died like within 20 minutes or something to make that sentence make sense.
Okay. Well, what I really think long ago means is, 1, Kishimoto wasn't thinking about it that intensely. 2, long ago in real life terms, because Kishimoto wrote it, and it was several chapters ago, considering how long the war arc is. 3, long ago isn't actually that long ago. That's just something to say to make Kurama seem nicer. Right around the time of KCM 2.
The point is he stopped going after his chakra early on.
Around Madara, yeah.
No, earlier than that. Well, we don't know when, but...
If not as a result of Madara, it's undoubtedly around Madara, because he made the clones around Madara around that time.
That wouldn't mean anything, then.
He also made the clones around the time he unlocked KCM 2. It's like same day.
But then if I said it was right from the beginning, that would around Madara could mean when he first made the clones. So that doesn't help you.
Yeah, that's why long ago. That's the time frame doesn't matter in this case. It doesn't matter.
The point is, Kurama stopped doing
ambiguous
it
anyways.
very early on.
I'm not going to say very early on. I'm going to say beyond 50%.
Nah, bro. It was
Realistically, probably somewhere. It was probably somewhere between like 70 to 90% ago, in terms of time.
So 10 to 30% in. That's a long time.
Sure.
That's not Madara.
Freaking an hour ago in terms of the war.
But that would be before Madara.
Yes, it is.
That's before Madara, so concession accepted.
Why are you saying it's before Madara?
Because Madara is definitely not 10 to 30% into it.
Why?
Because of the time and amount of fights he's done and the amount of chapters. That's just definitely
Those
not.
fights, the first, no. First of all, you know how dragged out the war arc is at the beginning. That time and those fights, first of all, that happens at the same time. Naruto goes to several different battlefields at the same time, not one after the other. It's several different clones for that reason.
Then that makes Madara
He's
even
on all the battlefields at once.
Then that makes Madara even earlier.
Yes.
That means that it really is very early on then. So concession accepted.
Okay, no, then you're agreeing with me. That's actually a compromise.
Because all I'm saying, it was very early on. So if you agree with that, then we're done here. I win.
You don't win because you're also agreeing with me by saying Madara was very early on, because my claim wasn't very early on. It's around the time where Madara was.
No, you specifically disagree with me on very early on. Just like 3 minutes ago.
No, you disagree with me on Madara. So there you go. Freaking compromise. Be mad.
All I'm saying is that it's very early on.
All I'm saying is that it's a freaking tie. You didn't win.
I won.
If anything, I won.
Anyway,
there is another genetic comment, but I'm afraid my phone's gonna die literally any second, and I'm turning it on to find it, which is gonna make it die even quicker. But I don't even know if there is another genetic comment. But there was more comments I wanted to read from the comment section.
Well, there's more, I mean, there's just more. Oh yeah, I like, literally, what was the point of Amato in this chapter, where his part was? I think the only point was that Amato doesn't know about the Shinjuu. Like, he doesn't have knowledge on this. I think that's the only point.
Okay. That's interesting.
That's
That's
not
possible.
like who's ever
We just
heard
don't
of
know.
or conceived of. I don't know what else. Or the fact that he's always watching Kawaki.
Shout out Xavier Bailey. Kamui, do you think the other Otsutsuki out there, which there should be other Otsutsuki out there, do they know Ada and Kawaki used omnipotence, and do they care? / are they going to do anything because of that?
I don't know. Okay, I don't think they care that Ada and Kawaki used it for any reason. If they care about something, it's the fact that there's an Otsutsuki on the planet. Not that they used omnipotence. I don't really care.
Yeah. Also, the fact that it's been 3 years, so it'd be weird if they cared
yeah,
now.
like to
or if they
care
cared
but
hold
not
up.
do anything for 3 years.
Yeah.
I don't even know if they know. I don't know why they would know. Maybe they know, but if they are always watching. But like, it's such a specific thing that affected 2 people. So I don't know if they would even notice. Like,
Yeah.
like at that point, they would have to know about all this Kaguya, Ishiki, and everything stuff. If they're just not doing anything about it, it's just like, okay, like, they clearly don't care.
Yeah. Mr. Mayhem, a strange connection that Urashiki and Momoshiki, they both have broken right horns, both caused by Boruto. I thought that was fascinating. I'd never thought about that. That's true.
Well, Momoshiki also has the broken left horn, but
They could do something with it, though. I like the idea. I think it's really cool.
yeah, I do too.
Yeah.
Which
this is on the Fox.
Which Kaguya horn got broken? Did one of hers get broken by Sakura's punch?
I don't know. It wasn't from Boruto, though, so that's all that matters.
Well, clearly it doesn't apply.
Bro, how is my phone still alive?
I don't know.
I've been sitting in my car because I've done walking for the past like hour now.
I don't want you to just charge your phone at this point.
Gonna freaking end stream, whatever.
Just end stream.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
you don't have to wait for your phone to die.
do it. Well, good. I don't want my phone to die. Is there any chats?
Like, we can just end stream now if you want, but let me see if we have comments. He
Bro, it's
superhuman
4
strength
a.m.
and speed
That's
from
crazy.
Kurama. He did. Especially since they're supposed to be the primary focus of the sequel, the Sasuke clan. Wait, did we ever answer that? Not really. Yeah, Oodie, do you think Kishimoto should ditch the mini Jubi and Omnipotence plot points to focus more on the Sasuke clan?
Why does he have to ditch anything?
Well, I said
to
I would
focus
wrap it
more
up
on it.
Omnipotence is a pointless
Yeah.
plot point, since there are little or no consequences from it. Writers say it affects the world, but we only see like less than 10 or 5 people affected by. That's Boruto as a series for you right there. Momoshiki going rampage would have been a better option for the world turning against Boruto. I mean, in that case, it would just have... The problem is, Kawaki would just literally be right in that case. Like, he'd be proving his point. The problem is, Boruto's closest friends wouldn't turn on him.
Yeah. The only way I would be okay with Kawaki using the Karmasil is after Omnipotence is already done. It just has to go away. Not that Boruto overcomes it, but that he literally just erases it.
Yeah. In terms of, like, the resonance thing? Like, him using that?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm still not gonna like it, but that's the only case where I could see it even possibly being even close to in character.
You know, that kind of reminds me of your podcast topic that I happen to see up here. Kawaki already knew this does this confirm Delta knows Kawaki's been training? Kind of. It implies that he probably has trained. I mean, we know he has trained at least somewhat. We got more eye triangles, but
Bro, I probably wrote that before the Melo conversation, and Mel was like, "Oh, I can't believe you think that."
It's like, no. But you said Kawaki already knew this
Listen.
time skip. I think Kawaki should have known this, but he didn't know it.
Can you read it out loud again, just for like the audience, because I don't think they really heard the whole topic.
Okay, Kawaki says he can't. Kawaki says he can't control his karma, and you said Kawaki already knew this pre-time skip.
Yeah, so like after Boruto flies away, Kawaki's like, "Wait a minute, Boruto can't control his karma?" Because we know at the end of the prophecy arc, Kawaki already knows that. He literally sees it happen. So it's weird that he's questioning this now, as if he assumes it changed, when he shouldn't have, especially based on how he's treating Boruto.
You know, that's actually a good point. Because I was going to say Kawaki may have just not known, even though he should have. But, like, the whole point is that he can't control Momoshiki. So, indirectly, the point is he can't control the karma. Like it's the same fucking
I mean,
thing.
he should know. The last time he saw Boruto was Borushiki freeing him on top of the Hokage Stone Monument. It's the last time they met before the time skip.
So it's like,
the last thing he saw from Boruto was Borushiki.
So the only thing would be like, does wait, Kawaki says he can't control his karma. Does he mean that like very distinctly from controlling Momoshiki? Like, is Kawaki thinking Boruto can't control Momoshiki, but he can control his karma? Like, is that what he's thinking before then? It's like, what?
Plus, this is another thing. If resonance really was just that, oh, the karma seals always activate at the same time, no matter what, they already knew that. So Kawaki would again just know via resonance. Of course, his Karma Seal would activate. He can't. How could he control it? It doesn't make sense to control. That's not how resonance works.
I don't think that's what he meant. I think the way this is just my interpretation of Kawaki here. I don't think Kawaki meant that in the sense of Boruto's karma activating. I think he meant that Boruto got scared. Kashi and Koji said, "Run or you'll lose control," out loud. Like, Kawaki heard the toad say, "Get out of there or you will lose control." That's what he's basing that off of. The toad.
Yeah, I completely agree. Yeah. I already know, but yeah, you know.
Yeah, so the resonance thing would just be like a tool,
So,
potentially. But like...
yeah, but still, he should know that he doesn't have control over Momoshiki. Like,
Yeah,
that's the reason he did all this in the first place. That's the reason he's trying to kill Boruto. So.
Yeah, because he doesn't think he can control Momoshiki. So, I mean, again, unless Kawaki thinks there's a difference between controlling the karma and controlling Momoshiki, there's no other explanation for that, which is silly, but like, I don't know, wild TV.
That's like, that's like in the Itachi fight, Sasuke's like, wait a minute, he has Mangekyo?
Or like...
You already know.
I
Like
mean,
in
it's a
the
little bit different with the
Itachi fight,
Orochimaru and the
Sasuke, wait a
curse
minute,
mark.
you
I was gonna say,
killed
like,
our
you could
parents?
say, like, Anko thinking, like, Sasuke can't control Orochimaru, but, like, I guess it's different with the curse mark, because Orochimaru wasn't literally taking over Sasuke. So it's not the same there, but...
No, it's not the same. I think the Sasuke Itachi one's probably the funniest. Works
Wait,
enough.
he can control his Mangekyo?
Exactly. Like what? Like it's just out of place. Like in the story, it flows naturally in a way that you're not really gonna notice it, but like it's so obviously just not right.
I mean...
So hilarious.
Maybe the rumors are true about Kishimoto wants people to just like skip the two blue vortex like without reading part one. Just like...
Oh my god.
It's like, yeah, you can do it. Honestly, just do it. Just don't read part one anymore. Don't look at the end of part one. It's bad.
Adam says he gets superhuman strength and speed from Kurama. I'm gonna guess he means Naruto there.
Yeah.
Kurama did say, careful, you're not gonna be a superhuman anymore. Is Himawari a superhuman, by the way? Kamui?
Well, he says that
And
you don't
base?
have superhuman strength anymore.
Yeah, so where is Himawari's superhuman strength in base?
Well, she doesn't have it in base. She has perhaps slightly above human level strength, like ninja human, but like the superhumans when Kurama, like a, like a KCM or something comes out.
Bro, if Himawari gets KCM, I'm dropping the series.
I would be annoyed by that too.
That said, there should be no reason why she shouldn't already have it.
Have what? KCM?
Too. Yeah.
Yeah, as long as Kurama just says, all right, time to do it.
Yeah.
Kamui's
The
right.
thing is,
Himawari
there's
was
no
with you
seal.
in the first place.
Like, I don't know to what degree Kurama can even stop Himawari if there's no seal. Or could Kurama just leave Himawari at any time? I think Kurama could have left Naruto at any time anyways. But
Yeah, I mean that would kill Naruto.
he kind of already
wouldn't
did. Would it, though?
Yeah, I mean, Baron mode's supposed to be different in that regard.
I don't know, he did say, but you're the exception, Naruto.
No, I think he means that it's like different because of Baryon mode, not because of
I'm just taking the series as it is. Okay, you're the one arguing the series now. Tell it to the series.
No, but like I think you're just interpreting it wrong. I mean, we could see.
Don't think I am. It's directly what he says.
I think you can feel free to translate it if you want, but yeah,
Like, you can say. you can say it's in reference to Baryon mode, but it just happens during the scene. It's not a reference to Baryon mode. I hate to break it to you. You can imply it is. There's nothing really indicating that.
He doesn't say you're the exception. He just says that doesn't apply to you, and it's in reference to the Baryon mode situation. Like it's
No, it's not. He says it's in reference to the losing a held beast.
Yeah, normally when a Biju is extracted, the Jinchuriki dies, but that doesn't apply to you. The chakra simply vanishes because Kurama wasn't extracted. The chakra just vanished. Sounds like the same thing, but it's not.
No, I agree.
And that's because of Baryon mode, not because Naruto did anything special or was anything special.
He's the exception. Plus, he has the vestiges of all the other tailed beasts anyways, and in Naruto the Last, he literally sent out half the 9 tails anyways. So there's nothing wrong with losing Biju chakra in general. He can lose tailed beast chakra.
Naruto still had some when he let out the 9 tails like that. So that doesn't matter.
No, I know.
And then...
But I'm saying it doesn't matter because he'll still have some Biju chakra if he lets out all the 9 tails.
So, well... The thing with that is...
And the point of the death isn't because losing 100%. Like, if he lost 99% of Kurama's chakra all at once, he's probably still going to die. Almost as likely. Slightly less. But it's the shock from losing such a large amount of chakra on the body.
So
usually all at once, but yeah.
Fine with, like, him even saying, because you have the chakra of the other eight-tailed beasts, you know, you won't die thing. The problem is, that's not implied. In fact, it's implied that Naruto doesn't have that anymore either. And it happened all at once.
Yeah.
So it's weird. It's bad. Anyway, Kamui's right. Himawari was with you in the first place. What the WTF was his plan?
What?
It's what you said.
What?
Can you not see? Just check.
See what? The comment? He's superhuman in base, knocking out a Jinchuriki and Kurama's superhuman stuff.
I'm just gonna share
LOL.
my screen because you're not following.
I know what you're looking at. You're not telling me.
Podcast topics. Just jump share my screen.
Oh my god, whatever.
Okay.
Why don't we freaking go over podcast topics? I thought we were ending stream. It's 4 a.m.
Okay, do you want to just end stream then?
No! Go over the last topic, so you brought it up.
It can be a cliffhanger for next time.
What is it? I don't know what it is! You can't confuse me and leave me on it.
Oh, that's
At
even
least
better.
let me get it first.
That's a wrap on today's stream, guys.
Wow.
She is superhuman in base, not gonna Jinchuriki Kurama's superhuman stuff. LOL, I agree, yeah.
I covered everything I wanted. Unless there's more comments I had, but I don't know if there are, but probably.
I read the last one. Alright. So that was a lot of talking, a fair bit of walking. I need to eat my salad. And then Oodie is gonna do his ballad. And yeah. Got any rhymes for us?
Not this time. That was a rhyme, by the way.
Next time, Oodie will have a rhyme for all you clog rhyme. All right, over and out.